Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo.
And my name is Cole 2K.
And this is, I guess, the first actual episode of 2025? Or second?
Second.
Second episode of 2025. That's right. I remembered we did a live stream of our reactions to Raw on Netflix. It cannot go up on video on demand, though, as we got copyright striked.
We did.
Yeah, that was my fault. I put Raw up on screen during the commercials because I'm an international Netflixer, so I don't get the commercials. So I got to watch the match, or the segment or whatever was going on, while everyone else in the States was watching commercials. So that was pretty cool. But that's actually the first thing that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Raw on Netflix, and then immediately following that, we are going to talk about the WWE and sort of our. I don't really want to call it fantasy booking, but I definitely want to. We're going to take a look at the roster, see where we want to see things go for certain wrestlers and where the championships go in the new year, and say where we think it's going to go and say where we want it to go, and just kind of see where that conversation takes us.
Predictions, not spoilers, of course, but predictions, what we want to see, what we don't want to see, title changes we want to see or not see,
absolutely,
demotions.
Ooh, call-ups. That'll be a good thing for you to tackle for sure. Okay, so let's kick things off with Raw on Netflix, and I've got the results here, so we'll go things one by one in chronological order. So the Raw on Netflix started off with Triple H in the ring, making one of his, pretty standard speeches at this point, I would say.
Yeah.
Just it's the Netflix era. Are you ready? Speech. Yeah, exactly. Nothing too crazy. But it was a good speech, and it was in the dark. They had the whole arena dark, just with the spotlight on Triple H, and then they did sort of the arena reveal of the changes that they've made to the Raw set. Now, let's talk about the look of the show, as long as we're on this topic. So they've made changes. The mat is now black with advertising. Now, we are unsure at this time if the advertising was just for the premiere of Netflix on Raw on Netflix, or if that's a regular thing.
And the entranceway too. And like the the entrance screen with the seats, with the full seats behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The entrance was more Royal Rumble-y than it was Raw or SmackDown. So yeah, not sure if that was just to get more fans in attendance or to get that shot, with the fans up in the stands above the entranceway. We're not sure if that's permanent. Also, I did find out that the lights in the arena that were sort of along the seats are specific to the Intuit Dome. So that is not going to be a regular staple. That is the dome. I could not confirm if the banner that was up above the ring is the Intuit Dome, though.
I'd imagine it is. I think it is. I mean, that's a pretty brand new arena, and that's
gotcha.
That's kind of what arenas are going to.
It reminded me of is it AT&T Stadium that's got this?
It is.
The one?
Yep.
Yeah. That's what
Which, side note, there's a chance I might be going there next year during the football season. Yeah.
For just a trip, or
Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers.
Gotcha.
One of my good friends here, he's a big Cowboys fan, so we may head there.
And are you a Cowboys fan?
No, I'm a Packers fan. Green Bay Packers.
Oh, so you're gonna go.
The cheese.
Oh yes, the big cheese. That's right. So you're gonna go together just to yell at each other.
Yep.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the overall look of the show was pretty fantastic, actually. The announcer's desk was also changed. It's got lighting along the side of it, and it's solid. That thing is not going to break. That is one big solid desk.
It's a very polished look, very well produced.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't know. almost too well produced for a weekly show.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of curious to see if this was just for the premiere or not. We'll have to wait and find out next week. You'll have to tell me this or not because I don't. When was the last time you watched a Raw from start to finish?
I watched pretty much most of them.
You watched most of them?
Yeah.
What happened to the Spanish announce table? Is that just gone now, or was that gone?
That's been gone for a long time. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
There's normally not on TV shows. If there is a second language, it's normally it's always going to be on PLEs.
Gotcha.
And even then, only the international ones, pretty much.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've never really noticed before, but because that desk was so new, I looked around and I was like, there's a lot of space on either side of that desk. Where's the Spanish announce table?
They need room for seats, pal.
Yeah. Let's see what else. I did notice there was a severe lack of the Prime logo anywhere.
There was no Prime.
Weird.
Very.
I don't know whether that is their contract with Prime is expired and it's just gone, or if it took a back seat to all these other companies, all these other advertisers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just for the Raw premiere. Maybe it's only on SmackDown now. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that could be.
But Logan Paul's on Raw, so I would have figured Prime would be on. Would be on Raw. So very confusing. But we'll have to see next week. If we don't see the Prime logo next week, I assume that their partnership's just done. It probably was for like a certain amount of years. I feel like we've seen it for 2 or 3 at this point. So
if maybe maybe 2.
2, yeah. What else? Let's see. I think that was about it as far as the look goes. I like the new logo.
Referees.
Yes, good point.
Shirts are new. Black, like a dark gray with the black stripe on one side, on the right
vertical
side.
Stripe. Yeah, I like it.
Their left.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
Different.
Get
used to it.
Yeah. But again, who knows? Maybe that was just a test it out and try it kind of a thing, or maybe it was just for the premiere. We'll find out next week if the classic white and black stripes are just gone. You know, do they still have the blue vertical striped ones on SmackDown, or what do they have on SmackDown?
They had
just
same.
the white and black.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. So after Triple H kicked things off, The Rock came out as expected and had a really cool entrance. Got a huge pop from the crowd, but then things started to go weird. Things started to go strange. So, for all intents and purposes, this seemed like a promo from Dwayne, not The Rock, because he said a couple of things that were like, "Oh, why? Why did you say that?" So he acknowledged Roman Reigns as the tribal chief, even though they hadn't had their tribal combat match yet, which I thought was interesting. I guess he was just supporting Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And then he called out Cody Rhodes, who was planted in the crowd, and gave him like a big thank you for carrying the company on his back for the last year.
For carrying the company. Yep.
And that was weird. And then he gave him a hug after his promo was finished. So you and I were talking about it on our live stream. Was this a way for them to drop that story?
I hope not.
Yeah, or was this just a out of character kayfabe breaking? You know, the Dwayne talking, not The Rock. You know, we don't really know. We don't know. But it was very confusing and a very odd way to start the show. That's not how you kick off a premiere.
No,
by confusing your crowd.
Yeah.
Very strange.
But I mean, not the whole point of it, but like with Saturday Night's Main Event, a lot of the idea and the point was, I guess, to get new viewers who hadn't been watching in a long time.
Which, by the way, they definitely did. They hit I think it was 4.9 million viewers. Pretty high.
You know, so if the people who haven't been watching for a long time, they come on and right off the bat see The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the biggest star in all of entertainment and biggest star in the world, say, hey, this guy's been carrying the company. you know, you're going to see it and say, hey, that guy's pretty important for the company right now.
Yep.
You know,
No,
if Dwayne says he's the top guy, then well, you know, he's got some clout there, so maybe
this
he
is
is the
true.
guy.
This is true. I think that was all from his speech that was worth talking about.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, he did his typical, like, you know, catchphrases and hyped up Netflix and all that stuff. So, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. Next up was the tribal combat match. Roman Reigns against Solo Sikoa for the Ula Fala. I'm going to read the WWE.com excerpt just to make sure I don't miss anything. So Solo thrived early with the tribal combat rules, thrashing Roman with a spinning solo on the announce table before cracking him with the steel steps. Reigns found himself in even more trouble when Sikoa wrapped a steel chair around his head, but the OTC preserved himself, and wailed on the new leader of the Bloodline. The battle led to the two superstars meeting in the corner with Sikoa emotionally berating Reigns about his lack of empathy, but the OTC countered the attack into a last ride through a table. They call it a last ride. It was just a powerbomb to me. Last ride is like, you know, Taker, you would lift him off of his shoulders up into the air and then drop him, and that's not really what happened. It was more of a powerbomb. I will say though that spot in the corner with Solo berating Reigns was sick. He did a really good job with that.
He did.
I was enthralled. Unfortunately for Reigns, the Bloodline then arrived as Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu hit the scene, but they were met by Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso, leading to an all-out brawl between the two warring factions. I think this was fully expected. You know, it's tribal combat / Bloodline rules. You know.
Yep. / maybe
Yeah. Everyone's going to get involved.
Whatever named LA Street Fight, since they were in Los Angeles.
Right, yeah, you could have called it anything, really. I think the only reason they call it tribal combat specifically is because it's for the Ula Fala.
Yeah.
The last time they called that was the same thing. Unfortunately, I skipped that one. A fired up Reigns lined up Sikoa for a spear, but of all people, Kevin Owens appeared and hit his former rival with a stunner. His presence summoned undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes to brawl with and chase away his future Royal Rumble challenger. So this one, that was surprising. I was quite surprised that Kevin Owens got involved in this match.
Yeah.
It makes sense, and it was a good way to use him, and it was a good way to use Cody when they didn't have a match on the card. But it was still surprising. It wasn't something I would have thought of, so it was cool. Whether or not this is like a hint at like a Kevin Owens Roman feud, I'm not entirely sure. But we'll have to wait and see. With the bout finally back to one-on-one, Reigns countered a Samoan spike into a spear. And with the WWE Universe roaring in approval, he had a second spear to defeat Sikoa and reclaim his Ula Fala and his status as tribal chief. After the match, The Rock came down to the ring with, by the way, you and I both called that shot of him in the background, walking out of the entranceway. Woo! Great camera work there.
Very much.
That was fantastic. He came down to the ring and bestowed the Ula Fala onto Roman Reigns. They embraced, and The Rock stood in the corner while Roman posed, basically. And that was it. And you and I were both going, hit him!
Yeah.
Hit him! Rock, hit him!
Expecting something.
And we got nothing.
Now, I mean, there were kind of suspicious looks.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll play off of, but
yeah, I'm hoping this was a seed planted, with Rock not liking the fact that Roman's got the Ula Fala. But again, there is a possibility that that all plans for Rock and Mania have been called off, and his speech earlier and this was just a way to write The Rock out of WrestleMania. But
they did mention Cole. I think Cole mentioned once or twice about how The Rock is the high chief. How The Rock is the high chief in the family.
High chief.
And and Roman is the tribal chief. And the high chief is, of course, higher than the tribal chief.
Interesting.
So I don't know if those were some seeds too.
Yeah, I mean, tribal chief versus high chief.
Yep.
At WrestleMania, that makes sense.
The true head of the family, head of the table.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion, after thinking about everything, that this was a way to write off Cody Rock, and they're shifting to Rock Roman at WrestleMania.
I mean, yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, Cody should be done with the bloodline story for good.
Except for The Rock, because the last time The Rock was there, he was like, I'm coming back for that.
Right.
And I guess he's just not doing that now. I don't know why. My only guess is that Rock's he's not getting any younger. He's getting older. Maybe he's like, I don't know if I can do it next year. So, but I want to do Roman Rock. You know, I want to do that match before I can't. You know what I mean?
Between Rock, Cody, and Rock Roman is what needs to
bigger.
happen.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, 100%. All right. Next up, John Cena declared that he will enter the 2025 Royal Rumble match in a pretty damn good promo segment.
They usually really have Cena's are.
Oh yeah, they're always entertaining. I don't really have much more to say. You know, he's in the Royal Rumble match. We'll see what happens next week on Raw, or if he shows up at all before the Rumble. He might just show up at the Rumble, and that's where we'll start his actual tour. But I don't know, because you and I were both kind of hoping and expecting someone to come out and interrupt him. But
hoping someone would.
But nobody did. Nobody did. So all we know is he's in the Rumble, and he's definitely a front runner to win, I would say, at this point. Whether or not he does, we'll get into that later.
Yep.
Next up was the Women's World Championship match, Rhea Ripley against Liv Morgan. I'll read this one as well. So, a determined Rhea came out firing by tossing the champion to the outside and powerbombing her onto the announce table. So that's something I wanted to mention. All of the matches tonight had a table spot, an announce table spot, and that announce table never broke, which I don't think it was supposed to.
No, I don't think it was.
No, it's just funny. Everyone keeps getting planted on the damn thing. But Morgan rallied back thanks to a huge code breaker that sent Ripley tumbling to the outside. With some help from Raquel Rodriguez, Morgan unleashed an assault on the challenger that gave her full control. The sheer power of Rhea put the Eradicator back into the matchup as she punctuated a thrilling exchange with an innovative dragon suplex. That was the one I think they're referring to where she, like, dead weight picked up Liv in, like, this awkward dance and then suplexed her. That was impressive. Rhea then hit a Riptide, but it wasn't enough to win the match. Seconds later, a panicked, dirty Dominic Mysterio threw the women's world title into the ring, which distracted the official and allowed Morgan to hit Oblivion, I believe, onto the belt, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
Which was not written here. Good job, WWE.com, as usual. Unable to put the challenger away, Morgan went for another Oblivion, but it was countered into a second and then a third Riptide, which allowed the Eradicator to once again become a women's world champion. It also does not state in here anywhere that Dominic got in the ring and got a Riptide done to him as well.
Yep.
I'm not sure why. Once again, good job, WWE.com, for missing a key moment. After the match,
was like the big moment of that was like the big blow off of the.
It was
the whole feud, which
it was
hopefully completely ended that story.
If it's not, oh my god! Like what more can you guys do? This should have ended a while ago, and I think the crowd even was not as into it as they would have been had this match happened a while ago. You know, I think they overextended this story for sure. After the match, Mysterio tried to... I don't know why it says Mysterio. You know, now I'm just confused. This is... Okay, it was after the match. I thought it was during the match. I guess not.
It was after.
So Dominic tried to embrace Rhea, which I thought was freaking hilarious. Now that she has the world champion, he's like, "Mommy, bring me back." But Rhea kicked him below the belt and then delivered the Riptide. And then something confusing happened. Ripley's celebration was then punctuated by the arrival of The Undertaker, who rode to the ring on his motorcycle, celebrating with the new champion at the entranceway. Okay. Why?
Which I guess, same as it was with The Rock, endorsing Cody. I guess that was The Undertaker endorsing Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not I guess. That's exactly what it was, but it was just kind of just random. And it was,
Yeah.
It was like, hey, it's the debut Netflix. We got to have The Undertaker do something. Let's have him ride down to the ring and pose with Rhea, even though they have absolutely no history together.
Right, yeah.
Or okie dokie. Like, it would have made far more sense to me to have Damien come down and raise Rhea's arm. But he was nowhere to be found on this show. Which is weird.
It was.
Okay, next up, things got worse, unfortunately. We had Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. Let's start off by talking about the awkward entrance of Jey Uso with Travis Scott smoking a joint on his way to the ring. Not a great look, WWE, although, shockingly, I was anticipating that there was going to be a huge amount of backlash for that. Nope. I haven't seen anything. Not a word. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's... Well.
Smoking indoors, smoking pot indoors on live television, walking by several children. Cool.
I mean, it is legal in the state of California.
It is.
I don't know if smoking indoors.
No, it is not legal to smoke indoors.
It's private property.
Yeah, it is a private property, so... Yeah, I'm not sure what the specific laws are there, but yeah, no backlash on that. Was very surprised. At least nothing that was loud, shall we say.
Yep.
So before the match began, Jey Uso launched himself over the top rope onto Drew McIntyre. Once the two superstars got in the ring and the bell rang, they traded several big strikes, including a future shock DDT by McIntyre and a superkick by Uso. The Scottish Warrior set up a claymore, but it was countered with a crunching spear, which was not enough to put away McIntyre. The battle continued with McIntyre nailing a claymore, only for Uso to somehow kick out. McIntyre set up another devastating claymore, but Uso collapsed in exhaustion. After McIntyre mocked his opponent, Jey Uso capitalized on his overzealousness and rolled him up to secure the pinfall. Jey Uso is your winner. For reasons Cole and I are completely baffled by.
You got to have all the good guys win in that show, I guess.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, all the faces won.
Just like Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, it's. I'm wondering how much this win and then the main event win, which we'll get to in a minute, really matter. Like, it's almost like this was another glorified house show.
Right.
You know? That being said, it did, so far it's ended, hopefully, the Roman solo feud, and it's ended the Liv Rhea feud. So it has had some impact. But there was seemingly no reason for Jey to lose this match, or to win this match. I can't, like why? Like,
Drew's going after everybody who sided with Roman.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, Drew and Jay's still going to go on, I'm sure. Hopefully it won't drag too much.
You think that they'll have a rematch?
I think so.
Yeah. You don't think they'll just be in the Rumble?
I don't know. I mean...
Tough, right?
I mean, last year there was 4 matches, I think, total, right?
Yeah, 2 championship. No, 1 championship, 1 grudge, and then the Rumbles. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't... Hopefully there's 5. I mean, 4
Yeah.
I don't know. 4... I think 4's too little.
Yeah, those Rumbles take up a lot of time. They take up a lot of time, especially with the way they've been booked recently, where the final two take like an extra 15 minutes.
Yeah.
In the Rumbles, which never used to really be a huge thing. Happened occasionally, but most of the time, it was like 5 minutes at the end, maybe 10. Now they're going 15, 20. Okay, so yeah, not much more to say about that. It is very strange to see Drew, take out Sammy and then go to Jay and then lose.
Yeah.
Drew just, man, I feel so sorry for him. He just can't catch a break. He just can't. All right. Yeah. Let's get to the main event. CM Punk against Seth Rollins. Let's see. The official lost control in the blink of an eye as the two heated rivals brawled into the crowd before finally making their way back to the ring to continue their fight. Rollins mocked Punk the best way he knew how, and that was by hitting the Second City Saint. Wow. The Second City Saint's signature GTS. But Punk rolled out of the ring before he could get pinned. The Visionary continued to berate his opponent, but Punk returned the favor and hit a huge stomp, which wasn't enough to end the war. The two found themselves on the outside, where Rollins nailed a pedigree on the announce table. Once again, the announce table. Key place during the show. Injuring his own knee in the process, Rollins battled through the pain and landed a stomp, but Punk got his foot on the middle rope to break up the count. That was a crazy stomp, by the way. That looked painful. Punk and Rollins continued to trade blows, and after a suplex from Rollins, Punk rolled through and hit 2 go-to-sleeps to finally put the Visionary down on the mat for good. CM Punk is your winner. This was a good match, but if I was to switch things around, I would definitely have put this as the first match on the card, not the main event.
I don't know. I mean, the way that it was built up to be a main event match.
It was.
The way that it was built.
I'm just wondering where they go from here.
Yeah,
both of them.
The way the match went, Punk won clean,
yeah.
Seth should have no reason to have any type of a comeback for a rematch.
And I wonder if that knee injury is legit. Because they look pretty bad, but I don't know if...
Which one?
He's Rollins, knee injury. Oh, guest appearance.
Yep, guest appearance. She's making a run-in. She got to pick something up, and she's going back to her mom.
Okay.
But yeah, if you watch the slow-mo replay of the GTS that Seth hit on Punk, he caught him real good in the face.
Yeah.
On the side of the head.
Oof. Yeah, it was a good match. I just don't know where they go. Where Punk goes from here, where Rollins goes.
Maybe they end up tagging with each other like Sheamus and Cesaro did.
I assume both of them are entering the Rumble. I have to assume.
Yeah, for sure.
This Rumble is going to be pretty star-studded if everyone we think is joining it is joining it.
Do you think they'll ever expand it? 40?
I mean, they did it once. I liked it when they did it, and back then it was the extra 10 was just a bunch of jobbers because their roster wasn't deep enough back then. But now it's deep enough where you could have really good.
I mean, you can fit 30 top people, and I mean, you can get people from NXT.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you could easily get 5 to 7 people from NXT that are, that could be considered for call-up easy.
Yeah. My hope is this year that they do that instead of putting in, like, tag teams.
Kingston and Tozawa and Otis.
I mean, I don't mind Kofi, but, like, Tozawa, like, why? Come on. He doesn't belong in there. Yeah, R-Truth,
Anybody from the Wyatt Six or anybody from the
Final
Test. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if any of them show up. I don't think they will. But yeah.
If they show up, will anybody care?
Ooh. I don't know. They've been gone a while now. They're a weird experiment that I don't know. Just I was expecting that to go better places than it did. Just like with Bray Wyatt, honestly. So it's like they never have an end game, It's very weird.
I think just, well, I mean, people reacted well to it, I guess.
Yeah, I did. But when they debuted, I was like, this is sick.
There's only so much you can do with that, I guess.
It's true. Yeah. I think the best way that they can use the Wyatt Six is not to be on TV every week and to bring them in periodically, you know.
Yeah.
Um treat them as an attraction, a special attraction, not a consistent wrestling staple. So we will see. All right. Well, he's being the ref is being distracted.
Yeah. Just saying goodbye to her. She's back.
All good. All good. All good. Yeah. So what overall, what did you think about Raw on Netflix?
It was okay. I mean, it is someone who watches weekly pretty much. It was less than what I would hope for.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to think of like what took up the most time, you know, like
Oh, you did skip an appearance, by the way, which they probably didn't mention on WWE.com because they probably want it to be forgotten.
oh yeah, they didn't put it in there.
Yeah, they probably
Whoa.
Yeah.
You just blew my mind that they didn't put that in there. Wow. Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Wow. My mind is blown that they didn't have that in there.
The booing elephant in the room.
Yeah. Holy crap.
That's
rough. Very telling. That is so telling. Actually, you know what? It might not be telling, and here's why. It was basically an advertisement. So did they really need to put it in the results? It was basically an ad. So that might be why. I mean, who knows? It could be the fact that he was booed. But let's get into it. Hulk Hogan comes out with Jimmy Hart to advertise his Real American Beer. I guess it's advertising contract with WWE and Netflix. You know, and the crowd, to say it was mixed would be
generous.
People
that cheered.
I would say it was like a 75% boo, 25% cheer at best.
Yeah.
Hulk looked shook from that reaction, which this was entirely a read the room problem. I don't know. I mean, it could have been a combination of Hogan, the Netflix guys, you know, board members, TKO, that just completely just were like, oh yeah, I mean, if we're gonna launch this thing, we're gonna do it on the debut of Raw on Netflix. Hell yeah, that's the place to do it. At no point did they go, let's see, where are they gonna be? They're in California. That doesn't matter. California is a blue state, and Hogan's been pretty forward with his political views recently, shall we say. And then not to mention the fact that, you know, the last time Hogan was at a WWE event was WrestleMania 36? 36, 37? He was 37. Yeah. And he was booed there.
Yeah, 37, yeah.
You know, and that was, it wasn't like super close to his racist comments, but the audience clearly didn't forget, which is also funny because I was in Florida, which is a red state, so clearly his political, you know.
I guess now it's about, well, it was the same night as Saturday Night's Main Event when they had the UFC event which was also in Tampa. He walked out, one of the competitors, Colby Covington, to the ring waving the American flag with his theme song playing. And he got nothing but cheers. He didn't get booed at all.
So that tells me that perhaps
probably thought it wasn't a bad idea since, you know, TKO, UFC, WWE are all together. They may not have been expecting that same They may not have been expecting that type of reaction to a fan base that they thought UFC and WWE shared.
Yeah, I'm wondering if WWE's fan base is largely Democrat, no matter where they go, maybe.
I
That's
mean, but
definitely
like
a
you brought up, I
possibility.
think a lot of it had to do with where they were at.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he got booed out of the building. I cannot believe that they allowed this. I'm like, why didn't you wait until you were in like anywhere but California?
Yeah,
You know? Um, yeah, bad read of the room for sure. Really stupid.
we'll
Um,
see if he shows up on WWE. I'd almost be willing to say ever again.
yeah, I know. I just, I was like, why didn't they wait until Elimination Chamber? He'd be in Toronto. If he gets booed there, he's going to get booed anywhere. So do it. They should have waited till Elimination Chamber and had him do it there. Although actually, I mean, it's called Real American Beer, so maybe not. Maybe not. That would probably get booed there too. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the Hulk Hogan IP, is fried. I think he killed it. Through his
But
his
but Ric
social
Flair still gets
comments.
cheers wherever he goes.
Yeah, he never. I don't know if he's ever hurt anyone or like, you know what I mean. Like he's never come out and been like. Well, I mean, Hogan's racist comments were pretty bad. Yeah, they were pretty rough. They're hard to forget. Didn't he also say something really stupid recently about? I don't know. It was something political with Trump. I don't remember what it was, but
Yeah, I mean,
um,
he had come out. He was one of the featured speakers at Trump's
mhm.
Republican National Convention.
Yeah, yeah,
Been very
yeah,
vocal and supportive.
yeah, yeah. We'll see if he ever appears on WWE television again. But God, I think part of the booze potentially also were just the fact that everyone was fully cognizant of the fact that it was an advertisement, not him being there because he loves wrestling. It was like obvious as the day is long that the whole
Yeah,
reason he was there was an ad. So it was like it was no different from some random celebrity showing up and doing this obvious plug for whatever
yeah,
they were doing. So
definitely a money
that
grab.
yeah, could have just been that as well that they booed. Who knows? Um, but there was plenty of reasons not to cheer him. I'll put it to you that way. That's the best way I can put it. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. I will say it didn't convert me into a weekly TV watcher again. Um, the show to me, there's still too many commercials. Even though I didn't have any, you know, the lack of anything interesting happening during the time that there would be commercials was it's like it's too long. 3 hours every week's too long. Unless it's like a consistent, you know, maybe an ad commercial every half an hour, not every 15 minutes. It's just so many breaks. Um, but that being said, I probably will watch next week just to see the difference between the
Yeah,
debut and what a regular Raw is going to be. So we'll see what it looks like next week. Anything else you want to talk about on Raw?
um, not about Raw directly, but when
Mhm.
later on when we go through the roster and things that
Yeah,
we see, um, I'll kind of tie things
sure,
back to things that we did or did not see on
sure.
Raw.
Sounds good. Then let's progress into our WWE fantasy booking segment. So yeah, I have a list of all of the superstars on the main roster. You might have to fill in some NXT blind spots for me, because even if I looked at a roster of NXT people, I wouldn't know who I would consider like, you know, upper echelon of that roster. I didn't put everybody on this list that I have. I just put everyone who's noteworthy. Um, so let's take a look at the current champions. So obviously Cody Rhodes is WWE champ. Gunther is still world champ. Which, by the way, he wasn't on Raw, was he?
That's why I think Cody is going to be on Raw. Gunther's going to be on
Oh.
SmackDown.
You think they're going to do a switcheroo?
I think they're switching.
Now, here's the problem with that. The women's world champ would have to switch too, because having the different belts on different shows would be weird. You would want all of the world champs on one show and all of the WWE champs
You
on
would
the
think,
other.
but
That's a lot of switches.
you had The Rock endorse Cody Rhodes on
Cody
Raw, and
Rhodes.
you had Undertaker endorse Rhea Ripley on Raw.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking Rhea's going to stay on Raw, and Cody's switching to Raw.
That would be so weird. Unless maybe it's just for the next couple of months leading to Mania, maybe.
Could be, yeah. Now or until the next transfer window.
Yeah, the next draft thing, whatever
Hopefully
they
not
want
a
to do.
draft. They need to do away with a draft and just do a transfer window. Trades.
So since we're fantasy booking, here's what I would do to do the draft right. I would do two things. I would do you don't do a full roster draft like they did last year. That was so dumb because it was like 80% of it was, hey, this person's staying on the show.
Yeah.
That was very boring television. Don't do that. Instead, they should do, each show gets 10 picks to take from the other show.
Yep.
And they flip a coin and then they start trading back and forth. And you can use one of your picks to keep somebody if you want, to get someone back that's been stolen from you if you want to, but because that would keep it kind of a little bit entertaining. But you get 10 picks and that's it.
Or you get 10 picks. You can pick a combination of people from the other show.
NXT as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, since that was my other thing. I was like, maybe they do two separate drafts. They do the main roster drafts between Raw and SmackDown, and then sometime later in the year they do an NXT call up show where each Raw and SmackDown both get like 2 picks. They draft somebody from NXT to their show. That would be cool too. That would make it kind of exciting. But yeah, I don't think the current, or at least the latest edition of the draft was entertaining at all. I think it was really bad.
I think since the first one or two, they haven't been entertaining because it's just been sorting the whole roster under the guise of a draft. When you think of professional sports, a draft is people going from
the minor
college
leagues to the
to the big leagues.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's not what 98% of it is. It's just rearranging the rosters on 2 shows.
Trading, yeah.
With 3 or 4 call-ups from NXT.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as Cody and Gunther, I think Gunther goes to SmackDown.
Interesting.
Be my guess.
Women's WWE champ is Tiffany Stratton after she cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase this past Friday on SmackDown.
Yep.
I guess the rumor is that she's going to get a pink strap for her belt.
Would make sense.
Makes total sense to me. Do it up.
It's definitely.
You don't have to change the whole belt. Just
Tiffany
give
Stratton
her a
thing,
pink
yep.
strap. Yeah. Women's world champ is now Rhea Ripley, as we mentioned. Intercontinental is still Braun Breaker. The women's Intercontinental champion, I assume, is going to be crowned at the next Saturday night's main event. I assume that's what they're saving that for.
I think it was next week on Raw.
Oh, they're already at the finals?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. So that'll be the first women's Intercontinental Championship will be crowned next week. By the way, as long as we're on that topic, how do you feel about all of the titles looking the same? So like all the men's and the women's titles all look exactly the same. How do you feel?
Don't like it.
That?
I think
Yeah,
they
me
kind of
either.
need their own look.
Yeah, 100% agree.
You didn't mention the U.S. or did you mention the U.S. title?
I haven't got there yet. No,
Okay.
I was just doing the Intercontinental. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura and Women's United States Champion, which was crowned at Saturday night's main event.
Yes, Chelsea Green.
Yeah, Chelsea Green. Yeah, I wish they would. Man, it's so tough, right? Because like I do like the fact that the top titles look the same, like the World Championship and the WWE Championship. But I, for some reason, I don't like the fact that the Intercontinental and the women's, or the Intercontinental and the United States ones look the same for men and women. I don't know why. Although we haven't seen the women's Intercontinental belt yet, have we? I don't
I
think
don't
they've
think
shown
so.
it yet. Yeah, I assume though, given the fact that the United States Women's Championship looks exactly the same as the men's, I'm
Yeah.
assuming it will look like it'll just be a white strapped um, Intercontinental belt. But yeah, I would prefer that they change those a little bit. I get that the idea is that we're all equals, so that's why the titles look the same. But you could do something different.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Yeah, you could spruce it up, make it a little bit more unique. And then we have the tag team champions. So we have the World Tag Team Champions is the War Raiders. The WWE Tag Team Champions is DIY. And the women's tag team champions are Belair and Naomi. So those are your current champions. So let's look at the individual rosters here. So the following are Raw's male non-champions. Okay, so these are Raw's male non-champions, significant non-champions. I want to say, I did leave out a few. Who the heck are you people that don't matter? These are in alphabetical order. Braun Strowman, who is recovering from severe flu, by the way. He's okay. Yeah, that's why he wasn't on SmackDown, I guess, last week. Or he was supposed to be on SmackDown for some reason, I guess. He's technically a part of the Raw roster. Bronson
You missed
Reed.
a couple. It was Akam and Akira Tozawa.
So I have a tag team list as well.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So yeah, I've left out the tag teams. Yeah. Bronson Reed out on injury. We know he will be out past Mania. Unfortunately, that sucks for him. Really sucks for him. Bad timing. Carlito, Judgment Day. Chad Gable. CM Punk. Damian Priest. Dirty Dom. Drew McIntyre. Finn Balor. Ilya Dragunov, who I believe is out on injury as well still.
Busted his knee up, yep.
Yeah. JD McDonough, Jey Uso, Karrion Kross, a.k.a. the...
No, I'm sorry, Jimmy.
Jimmy is, yeah. Karrion Kross, Kofi Kingston, Logan Paul, Otis, Pete Dunne, R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Sheamus, The Miz, Tyler Bate, who I believe is also out on injury.
Yep.
The Wyatt Six, I included them just because there's so freaking many of them and they travel together. And Xavier Woods. Those are your men's non-champions. The Raw women's non-champions are Alba Fire, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Dakota Kai, Isla Dawn, Ivy Nile, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Katana Chance, who I believe is also injured. I haven't seen her in a long time.
I don't think she is.
I haven't seen her in a long time. What happened to her? And did she? Oh, was she one part of those releases? Let me see.
No.
Katana Chance. I don't see anything. Yeah. Weird. Okay. Caden Carter, Liv Morgan, Lyra Valkyria, Natalia, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, and Zoe Stark. And then Raw tag teams. We have AOP, Alpha Academy, which is that even a thing anymore? Otis and
Technically, it is.
Yeah, even it's so weird. They're just running the school themselves. and the Creed brothers. So Raw's got a pretty weak ass tag team division.
Well, you got the LWO, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde.
Let me add that actually. LWO.
New Day. I mean, you said them individually, but Kofi and Xavier Woods.
Yeah, true. And obviously the War Raiders are there, but they're champions.
Before Tyler Bate got hurt, it was Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
Oh yeah.
Tag team. I can't remember what their name was.
Oh, yeah.
It was. I think it was almost as bad as Pure Fusion Collective.
No, it was. I think wasn't it something similar to New Catch Republic?
It was New Catch Republic.
Oh, is that what it was? New Catch Republic?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. My brain was telling me that, and I was like, "Isn't that someone on NXT?"
I mean, JD and Finn, if you want to call them a tag team.
Yeah,
suppose they were champions.
That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty weak sauce.
For the women, I don't know if you mentioned her. Becky Lynch has been moved back onto the current superstars page for Raw.
Oh, so she's probably coming back next week.
Royal Rumble, maybe.
Or Rumble, yeah. So that's Raw. Let's start with Raw. Let's kick things off here. So, let's see. Let's start with the championships. So World Tag Team Championships. War Raiders are current champs. Do we want to see that change? I don't think so. They're the best tag team on Raw for sure.
I don't necessarily want to see them change. I want to see importance put on it. I want to see.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I want to be interested in it. I don't know what that means for me. I just don't care about the tag teams. I just don't care about tag team matches, stories. I'm just not invested in it.
Yeah, I agree. It's
they just need to pump some energy, something into it to make it interesting for me.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is. At least not with the way that the roster is right now. Like, War Raiders are great in the ring, but they're not exactly the most charismatic individuals outside the ring. So it's hard to care about them. Yeah. Plus, they dress like Vikings. It's like,
I mean, that whatever. I mean, the Wyatt Six dress up like animals.
True.
So,
but they're also like spooky. Yeah. Vikings are just they. What was it? Was it you I was talking to? Yeah, I think it was you I was talking to. Where I was talking about Seth Rollins and CM Punk's feud, and comments that Steven Richards made on his podcast about how CM Punk feels like a real person when he talks.
Yeah. And
Seth Rollins feels like a person playing a wrestler when he talks. And that's kind of the way I feel about the War Raiders. I'm like, you are a person playing a wrestler. You're dressing up as a wrestler. You're not really talking. You're not really yourself.
They don't as much anymore since they changed to War Raiders.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Since they came back as War Raiders. And they, like backstage, they just dress up like their normal selves. They talk like their normal selves.
Okay. They don't have Valhalla anymore.
I think she was hurt. But still, okay. I mean, I just don't care enough about them to either see them A, get beat, or B, beat whoever they're in the ring with. It's like watching an AEW match. I just
don't care.
Watch it.
Yeah. I think what I would do
get behind either team.
Yeah, I think what I would do is if Big E's not coming back, if what they're saying is true and Big E's done, like he's cooked, what I would do is I would have New Day continue their heel run and get those tag titles, and then that way you can build up someone else as a face tag team to come take their titles. Yeah. That's what I would do, because I as good as War Raiders are, and they're really good, they put on excellent matches. But it's exactly what you said. I watch those matches as if I was watching an AEW match where I have no investment in who wins. I don't care who wins. It's just the match itself is what I'm looking at, you know. So I would like to. That's what I would do. Is I would put New Day up at the top and have them have a heel run as champs, and find someone else to bring up as good. You know, you don't even need to. How do I put this? You don't even need to have a deep tag roster. Think about when the tag team division was the best that it was. It had 3 teams. The Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and then you had a couple others kind of like mixing it up here and there. But for the most part, you had 3 top-tier tag teams, and you played to their strengths, and you made a triangular story. You know,
don't forget the APA.
Yeah, the APA. They were good, but they weren't at the top, in my opinion.
They didn't have to be in the title scene.
No, they didn't. That's true. So, you know, have that triangle of three teams vying for the titles. You get to a point where you can do a TLC match return with 3 new teams. Like, I think that would be dope. You know, that'd be great. So that's what I would do for Raw's titles anyway. Let's see. That leaves us with the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker. What the hell do we do with Braun Breaker moving forward?
Oh man.
I would love to see a Chad Gable and Braun Breaker feud, but Braun Breaker's, they're both kind of heels, so I don't know. You'd have to turn one of them.
See, I think. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't know who you would turn face in that particular, you know, segment. There is Sheamus still waiting in the wings though to win an Intercontinental belt, but Braun Breaker's beat him
A couple times.
Yeah, so he can't go back for the Intercontinental title until Breaker's moved on. He can't. It just wouldn't make any sense. So, man, I love Pete Dunne, but again, he's kind of a heel right now. I don't know what you do with Breaker.
I think, well, I don't know.
Breaker's kind of dominant, and there's not a good face to put him against on Raw right now.
See, I could see. I mean, I know they've
Rollins
had a match, but I could see Ludwig Kaiser knocking him off.
That would be cool, but again, they're both heels. You know what I mean?
And I see, like I said, I see Gunther going to SmackDown, so I'll kind of separate those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, they have kind of been building up Ludwig to basically not be anybody's second person, kind of thing. To not be the other guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Team or whatever. But then also I don't know, they're not married yet. In real life, he's with Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
So they would
engaged,
be kind of,
I think.
Yeah, so they would be kind of, splitting those two up between shows still. Maybe he ends up going to SmackDown too. I don't know.
He certainly doesn't have any good competition on Raw that makes sense.
Unless, who just moved over to Raw?
Who?
Logan Paul.
But that's another heel. Unless they want to make Breaker a face, I guess. You're not going to make Logan a face, that's for sure.
I mean, I don't think he's necessarily been a heel, but...
Breaker?
Yeah. I mean, you can...
Tweener, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's a face playing a heel kind of thing. That I think he could easily go back to being a face real quick.
That's fair. I mean,
in one promo.
Yeah. If he was going to turn face, you know, he could definitely go after Gable, and Finn Balor would be a pretty good, you know, match as well.
The simple fact of Logan Paul coming out to interfere with the promo for Braun Breaker, that alone will turn Breaker face.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Okay, that's good.
Obviously, maybe
Good
Logan
thing.
Paul.
But you keep the title on Breaker, I assume. You don't put it on Paul.
Not right away.
No.
Not right away.
Okay.
I mean, even if they switched it a couple times, back and forth.
Back and forth, yeah.
Yeah. I hope they're not all going to a super long title reign.
Yeah.
I think lately they've kind of gone that way.
They're starting to do some switcheroos here and there, though. I mean, Shinsuke and Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton, Rhea's got it back now. So, you know, I think they're mixing it up, just not with the top titles. That's all.
Yeah.
Top men's titles, I should say.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely see Bronson Reed when he comes back. He was built up enough to where the title could be in the waiting for him when he comes back.
Yeah, a Bronson Reed Intercontinental would make sense for sure. Yeah. Okay. Do we know who's in the women's Intercontinental finals?
It's Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai.
I mean, I would give it to Lyra personally.
Yeah, I mean, she lost the Queen of the Ring in the finals. I wouldn't want her to see losing the Intercontinental in the finals again.
Plus, honestly, Dakota's not proven herself as a reliable, healthy competitor yet to me. You know, she's been back for a little bit now, but like, she's been on the injured list. I feel far more than she's been on the
it seems like quite a bit
the
she
active
has
list.
Been. Yeah.
So I wouldn't give her a title, not yet. She's got to stay healthy for a little bit longer for me at least to give her a title. So yeah, I would definitely give it to Lyra. She's a good first Intercontinental champion.
Yep.
I think it's a good pick. As for where you go with it, there's a lot of women on Raw, so I mean, there's a lot of things they could do. I would love to see like a Lyra versus Asuka feud. That'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
Could do and Io Sky is so up at the top now to me that I don't know if I would bring her down to Intercontinental status, but I think seeing Liv Morgan go after the Intercontinental belt would be cool too.
I mean, honestly, like when Lyra was the NXT champion, she faced Becky Lynch, and she beat Becky.
A rematch.
Yeah, I think you can get a rematch, even if she beats Becky again.
Maybe that's where they're going.
Or
that could be legitimately where they're going with it.
And if,
you know,
and if Becky were to beat Lyra for the title, or even Dakota for the title, I mean, that would kind of give credence to the Intercontinental title, that you've got Becky Lynch coming back going for that title instead of the world title.
You know, as you're saying that, like, it makes total sense to me. Have Lyra win the Intercontinental belt. Both her and Becky are in the Royal Rumble. Lyra eliminates Becky, which forces Becky to come after Lyra, and now you've got a feud.
Yeah.
Dunskies. I like that. Plus, I like seeing Becky not in the main event anymore. I'm kind of tired of her, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
She needs a gimmick update, a repackaging, in my opinion. She's
new music.
Yeah, definitely new music. She needs a repackaging. Completely agreed. Okay. What else we got on Raw? I guess that just leaves the world title. Gunther. What do we do with Gunther? Assuming he's not moving to SmackDown. What do we think is going to happen with him? Is he who John Cena faces? I guess I should put John Cena and The Rock in this list. Cena hasn't really stated.
I'm putting The Rock on the list.
Yeah, he's just a special attraction. Yeah, and Cena hasn't declared what show he's on either.
No, he hasn't. If I was forced to guess between the two, Netflix.
Yeah, makes sense to have him on Netflix. Yeah.
With the money that Netflix is pouring in, they've got basically first right of refusal for talent.
Yeah. Yeah. You're giving us everyone.
Yeah, which is why Roman is the next confirmed appearance for Roman is going to be on a Raw.
Yeah. Yeah. He's taking a break.
Which is actually in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
The go home Raw before the Rumble.
The Rumble. Yeah.
Yep. That's the January 27th one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gunther. I mean, he's got to be doing something at the Rumble.
You would think, right? But if there's 4 matches,
then it's possible he's not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, one women's Rumble, one men's Rumble,
one men's title, one women's title.
Cody and Kevin in the ladder match has already been announced.
That's true, which means it's probably going to be a Raw title that will be defended, or a Raw grudge match. So it could be Gunther versus somebody. It could be Braun Breaker versus somebody because he hasn't been featured in a while. I don't know. They didn't really set up anything for the Rumble.
I would guess it would probably be. Oh, would you have a women's?
Yeah, they could do a women's
mid-card title or a men's mid-card title match.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea's not going to defend against somebody already, having just won it.
And just the week before, they're going to have Saturday Night's Main Event.
Which we have no idea what's going to be on there at all.
Nothing yet. No.
Nothing has been advertised. Man. Yeah, Rhea... Man, there's going to be a lot of champions not on that Rumble show.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, what was it last year?
It was a fatal 4-way. Well, it's on in the background right now. It was a fatal 4-way, I think, with Roman, Cody,
AJ and Kevin, wasn't it?
There you go. Yeah, that sounds right. And then the other match, I don't remember what it was. I think it was a Logan Paul match.
Bailey and no, I'm sorry. That was Roman, AJ, LA Knight, and Randy Orton.
LA Knight.
And Logan Paul and Kevin Owens.
Logan Paul, that's what it was, yeah. So there was not even a women's singles match.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what you do at Rumble, man. There's no stories going on right now to feature. I mean, I guess they could have a Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax rematch at the Rumble. But then again, that completely negates any Raw talent again.
So do you have a
man
Raw World Title match with Gunther?
But with who? They'd have to start up a story next week.
I know.
How many Raws are there between now and the Rumble?
3.
Let's see. 3. Oof, that's a fast turnaround. Jeez.
Yeah.
What the hell do you do?
And even sooner than that, you've got Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, so they have they have a full 4 or 5 matches to build for Saturday Night's Main Event in 2 Raws and 2 SmackDowns.
Yeah.
And then they have a Royal Rumble to build 1 week after that.
for one match, because you've already got Cody and Kevin.
Yeah, and then the Rumbles. Yeah. I can't think of what they're going to do. What the hell would they do?
And if it's SmackDowns before PLEs like that are generally matches like you would see on a pre-show, or the big match on that SmackDown is normally what you might see on a pre-show.
Yeah, so they might do Tiffany and Nia rematch on SmackDown before the Rumble, and then maybe do. It's not going to be a Gunther. It's not going to be a Gunther match. I can't see it.
Yeah.
It's got to be a Braun Breaker match, but I don't know against who. Maybe that's where Logan Paul makes his return. You might be right. Braun Breaker and Logan Paul Intercontinental match. They could do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
I
what.
mean,
I don't even know what to do with.
as far as your idea for Intercontinental, uh, I actually see Gable and Olive American Made going over to SmackDown.
Yeah, they've run their course on Raw.
They
There's
have.
not. There's not enough for them to do. I agree. And
Um,
Gable can get a new lease on life over
and I
there.
think American Made U.S. title kind of
That makes sense. Yeah.
goes
Good
together.
call. Good call.
I think that whole group,
But again,
especially Gable, just needs a new place after his last 6 months or so.
the problem is over there. Shinsuke's the U.S. champ, so it's again a heel and heel again. Unless they turn
Yeah.
Gable an American-made face, they could do that. It's an American
I mean,
thing.
They need a new Real American, right?
They
After
do.
Monday.
That would make the most hilarious promo. I can see Gable doing that. That would
Yeah.
be sick. I'm the real American here.
Yeah,
The crowd cheers.
yeah,
I like that. That's funny.
yeah. They needed new Real American.
All right, let's move on to SmackDown. So here is the funny part. Actually, no, this is not the funny part of SmackDown. We'll get to it. So this is a list of the SmackDown male non-champions on SmackDown in alphabetical order. AJ Styles, Andrade, Apollo Crews, Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes, Giovanni Vinci, Grayson Waller, Jacob Fatu, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Santos Escobar, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. Not a huge roster right there. Much smaller than Raw's, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are Bloodline.
Yeah,
Or I forgot Jimmy. Jimmy's not on there. I gotta put Jimmy. So that's SmackDown's male roster. Now here's the shocking part. Here's the shocker. This is the SmackDown women's non-champs. In alphabetical order. Bailey, Blair Davenport, Michin, Naomi, Nia Jax, and Piper Niven. And that's it.
yeah.
The rest are either champions or the rest are on Raw. Their women's division is tiny on SmackDown, but it's also a 2-hour show.
No, it's 3 hours.
It's now 3 hours. That's right. They just started it. So what the heck? What the heck you do with 3 hours on SmackDown with such a tiny roster? It's crazy. And then the SmackDown tag teams in alphabetical order: Motor City Machine Guns, Pretty Deadly, the Street Profits, which I had no idea moved to SmackDown. I don't know when that happened. And the OC, or whatever they're called now, Big Brothers or something.
Brothers.
The Good Brothers.
Yep.
That's it. That's it.
Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, I got them. Yep.
And Los Garzas.
Who?
Angel and Humberto.
I said noteworthy tag teams.
Oh, wow. Such disrespect.
They're never gonna amount to anything. I'm sorry, they're just not. They're jobbers. Sorry. So yeah, there's 5 tag teams of any substance on SmackDown.
I mean, I guess technically Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the Bloodline. Okay. So let's do the same thing we did with Raw. Let's start with the WWE Tag Team division. Right now, DIY are the champions. And they're heels now, which is cool. I like that.
I guess.
Although I don't know who they're facing. Was it the Street Profits? Or Motor City Machine. It was Motor City Machine Guns, right?
Yes, Motor
On
City
the last
Machine.
SmackDown. Yeah, and
Yep.
the Street Profits, I think, Pretty Deadly got involved.
Yeah.
So like I don't friggin' know what you do with the SmackDown tag titles, man. Like
I mean, same with the
I
Raw.
think
It just needs something added to it to make it interesting.
yeah, here's what you do. You remove one of the tag team championships.
Pretty much.
Splitting them was the stupidest idea. I'm sorry, but you cannot you WWE has never and will never have a successful dual tag team division. They suck at it. You can't even
They
do
do.
one half the time, let alone two. So no, merge those titles back together. Have tag teams go back and forth between shows. That's perfectly fine. No one gives a shit about that. That way, you actually have some mixtures and some options. That's what I would do. But since I can't, I don't know. DIY is fine as tag champs. I like the Motor City Machine Guns are really good in the ring, but again, they're like you said earlier, they're very much AEW esque. You know, not enough outside the ring charisma.
Yeah.
I don't care, about them. I do care about DIY. I will say that. And a part of me cares about Street Profits, but I could care less about Pretty Deadly or Good Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, the Good Brothers are, I don't know, just kind of,
They're just there.
yep, they're just there.
They're one of the most overrated tag teams in history, in my opinion. I don't know why anyone thought that they were something crazy good. Oh, you should see them in Japan, brother.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are still running together.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's kind of run its course, or it
Yeah,
should have been.
Yeah, they should be. They should be broken up. I've lost all faith in Austin Theory at this point. I love Grayson Waller though.
He's really good. He's really
he's so
good heel.
Yeah, he's really good. I like him. Austin Theory is just he has potential, but
He has all the tools. He has all the potential.
But I don't know who he is as a person. You know what I mean? Every wrestler that ever got over was themselves, and you could identify with them in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? The Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, Gunther being the ring general. I just, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you do with the SmackDown Tag Championships. Again, if it was up to me, I would merge Raw and SmackDown's tag titles together permanently. No more of this dual show crap. And, I would do a War Raiders versus DIY for the undisputed tag team championships.
I mean, if you want to just beef up the division just with a volume of tag teams, you can bring up some tag teams from NXT.
Yeah.
But I mean, none that are really worthy of immediate title contention.
Yeah. Only you would know. I know very little about Raw or about NXT's overall roster. I took a look at them to see who I knew, and I'm like, I recognize a couple of names. I know Obafemi. I know.
Oh,
Roxanne
you will know
Perez.
Obafemi soon.
You think he's coming over soon?
I mean, he just won the championship on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, so it'll be a
while. I think we'll see him at the Rumble.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope we see him at the Rumble.
Oh yeah, no doubt he'll be in the Rumble match.
I mean, we can talk about it when we bring up NXT, but yeah. As far as tag teams, as it stands right now, I just don't see anybody.
Yeah.
To really bring any interest in it to me at all.
All right, let's move on to the United States, the men's United States Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura currently holds it. I don't think he's in a feud with anybody right now.
Andrade wants it.
Andrade wants it. Oh,
Andrade.
God.
That's probably going to be his next match.
Charisma Black Hole versus Charisma Black Hole.
I know. I mean, he tries on the mic. It's just the language barrier is there, and it's kind of hard for him to. It's almost like he's not comfortable on the mic because of the language barrier.
I have to
Which
hold that
sucks.
against him, though. You know,
Oh,
I
sure.
have to.
I mean, yeah.
Come up with a solution. Figure something out. Look what Shinsuke did. He's like,
Yep.
he's like, screw it. I'm not talking in English. I'm gonna talk in my own Japanese language and in video packages and have subtitles up there, and it will come across the way I want it to.
I mean, unlike some of those, like some of the others that I just can't get behind me because of the promo. I really like Andrade in the ring.
Yeah, he's great in the ring for sure.
Yeah.
But to me, he's just another great luchador who doesn't have any charisma. Like I'm not sold on him to be anything more than someone who occasionally pops up and fills in a match for filler.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
My issue with, well, it's not even him. It's just how things went with the best of 7 series with Carmelo Hayes.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
How that ended, and then Logan Paul just ended up, or not Logan, LA Knight just ended up winning the title.
Yeah.
The 3-way match, and then losing it a month later to Shinsuke.
Yeah.
And that left Andrade and Carmelo looking real bad. And now Andrade is going to get another match.
Where he will probably
after another reintroduction promo.
Yeah.
Vignette.
Here's my thing. If I was going to elevate a what's the word I'm looking for? If I was going to elevate a Mexican wrestler to the next level, it would not be Andrade, and it would not be Angel Garza, and it wouldn't be any of those guys. It would be Santos Escobar.
Yep.
He's fantastic. He was getting a push earlier on in the year, and then they just kind of stopped, and I was like, why? He's doing so well. You know, the crowd is responding. You know, he doesn't have like a catchphrase or, you know, anything like that, but like he's good. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. Yes, he's small, but so he's good. I think he's better than Carmelo Hayes, personally.
See, I'd like to see Carmelo and Santos.
That would be a cool feud.
Have a couple month long story feud. Have a good little series of matches.
Absolutely. I'm gonna let Dante out.
All right.
I am back. Okay.
One thing, I mean, you brought up Mexican wrestlers. One thing you kind of, well, they probably didn't say it on the review for Raw. Next week it's going to be Chad Gable versus a luchador.
Oh, yeah, right.
And which is going to be, of course, Penta.
Yeah. That'll be cool.
I mean, will that mean Penta's going to be on Raw?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense to me. There's a lot of luchadors in WWE right now. There's a lot of them. You know, you got an entire LWO faction on Raw, and then over on SmackDown, you've got Angel Garza, Andrade,
Del Fantasma.
Yeah, Santos Escobar. So,
and then for however long Tony extended Ray Phoenix's contract for.
Yeah, eventually he'll be coming over, I'm sure.
That's which that may breathe some life into the tag division.
Yep.
One of them.
Yeah. So, refocusing on the United States Championship with Shinsuke Nakamura, there really isn't a good face to go against him right now.
LA Knight again?
No. Yeah, I mean, what do you do with LA Knight now? That sucks.
I think
He's
it's time
stuck.
for him to go over to Raw. To him have a
Yeah.
new start. I mean,
Yeah, a
they
fresh
did
start.
show him in the front row on Raw.
True. I wonder if a bunch of those things were teases.
Or what? Tease? Oh yeah,
teases,
yeah. I think
yeah.
so. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it makes sense. That would refresh his opponent roster.
You can have LA Knight versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that would be cool. The problem with SmackDown still, though, is, and we've talked about this many times, is there's not enough faces. There's so many heels on SmackDown. You know, like looking at their roster, let's see, we got AJ Styles, heel, Andrade, kind of a face, I guess. Apollo Crews, he's kind of a background guy. We don't even know what he's doing right now. Austin Theory, heel. Carmelo Hayes, heel. Giovanni Vinci, heel. Grayson Waller, heel. Jacob Fatu, heel. Jimmy Uso, face. Kevin Owens, heel. LA Knight, face. Randy Orton, tweener right now. Probably a heel soon.
Hopefully he'll soon.
Yeah. Roman Reigns, face. Santos Escobar, heel. Solo Sikoa, here, heel. Tama Tonga, heel. Tonga Loa, heel. That's a lot of heels on SmackDown. They need someone needs to be turned. So I don't know where the Bloodline story is going from here. We won't find out until post Rumble, I think. But I would start to. I don't know how I would do it. I'm trying to think, but like I would start to sow the seeds of Jacob and Solo breaking. Jacob's just too good. You gotta break him away.
Yeah, but I mean, I think once you
and people cheer him already.
And then what? You think Solo ends up getting back with the original?
No, I think Jacob would be the face, and I think Solo would kind of just continue to run with Tongaloa and Tama Tonga for a little bit.
Oh, that's bad.
I don't think it's a good idea for him to do that, but I don't see where Solo fits at this point. He's basically been buried by Roman. So he's going to be pushed to the side for a bit. He might even take time off, for all I know. So maybe Jacob takes out Solo. Solo takes time off. Maybe the Tongas do a tag team run. Although Tongaloa is out right now on injury.
Yeah, he's out with the torn bicep. He's still out probably a few more months.
Yeah. So what do you do with Tama Tonga? Jeez. Man. I'm glad I'm not Triple H.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would do though. Jacob needs to be separated from Solo. And we need to get the bloodline starting to go separate ways. And I think Jacob breaking away from Solo would be good. And Jacob could be a new face on SmackDown. The people are already cheering him. He's doing so good. His charisma and his style is like undeniable. So it's like, it's gonna happen. Jacob's gonna go face at some point. I do think he needs to capitalize on that "I love you" Solo gimmick somehow. I'm not sure how you do that.
Yeah.
But he needs to capitalize on that somehow. Maybe throughout the whole feud between him and Solo, that he keeps saying that he's like, "I'm doing this because I love you, Solo."
Yeah.
He could do that, and maybe it becomes a catchphrase down the line where he says, "I love you" to whoever he's fighting. Like, I don't know, do something. Jacob's just going to be huge. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. I would just have Andrade and Shinsuke fight it out. Have Solo and Jacob fight. Have Jacob eventually break off from that and go after the U.S. title against Shinsuke. I think that'd be pretty cool. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I think we're far from the end of the Bloodline saga. I think we're due for another 6 months.
The end, but it's getting to the dog days of it, and just not.
Well, it's like, what more can you do?
Yeah.
So Solo's been crushed. So what's next? Does Jacob stand up? I don't know. If they really are going Roman Rock for Mania, then what do you do with Jimmy and Solo and Tama and Jacob during that whole time? I don't know. Rock could align with them all, but then who does Roman have? Jimmy?
I don't know, man. Roman and Rock aren't at Mania, you could do Roman and Jacob. I mean, that's a big match.
It is.
They've been physical, but it's always been just kind of a.
But also, why would you do
minimal
that? Storyline wise.
Yeah.
He has no reason to face Jacob unless Jacob challenges him for the Uefala, but he hasn't been built up to do that yet. So I don't think that would happen.
No.
I think that's why I think Jacob turning on Solo makes the most sense. Because he can take Solo out and he can be like, all right, the only one left is Roman.
Now,
you know.
I mean, they could do Jimmy and Jay versus Solo and Jacob.
Yeah. That would require Jay to come over to SmackDown again.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I'm very interested to see what they do. Because I don't know where you go from here. I really don't. And given the fact that Roman is not going to be on SmackDown for the next several weeks, does that mean that the Bloodline's just not going to be on SmackDown for the next several weeks too? Like, what are they going to do this whole time?
Are they going to move the whole Bloodline people over to... But, I mean, for all intents and purposes, Roman and Solo should be done.
Yeah. Yeah, I would keep Roman on SmackDown and move the Bloodline to Raw if I had the choice. Because then you have some huge possibilities there. You could do Judgment Day versus the Bloodline. Although, they're both heels. Once again, there's so many...
They do the Bloodline versus the White Six.
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah.
Make me really not.
No, you wouldn't care. But
no.
Yeah. They could do that, though. That's a good 5-on-5.
Bloodline against
5-on-4.
Final Testament.
Oh, God.
No.
That's a good way to make Bloodline faces.
Yeah.
What is happening behind me?
That was Maxine doing the backwards worm.
Oh, yeah, I remember commentary. Corey was just like, what do you call that, Cole? He's like, the larva? And Corey Graves just couldn't stop laughing. Oh, my God. When those two are on, they're on commentary,
yeah.
Man. Okay. Let's move on from the United States Championship because it's pretty low. Women's United States Championship. So we have Chelsea Green as current champion. Obviously Piper Niven is in her corner, but Chelsea's a face. Meechan's she's a tweener.
She does heal things, but she gets cheered.
Yeah, I don't think you could put Meechan in there then. She's a face. Definitely a face.
I mean, that's where they're
I don't know why.
going.
I don't know why I have Naomi in the non-champs list. Jesus, she's tag champ. So the only options are Bayley, Blair Davenport, Meechan, Nia Jackson, Piper Niven. It's not going to be Piper Niven. Who?
Elektra Lopez. She's the one.
Who the hell's that?
The Legado del Fantasma.
I didn't even know she was a wrestler. Okay.
Yep.
Is she good? Is she another Maxine Dupree?
Oh, better than Maxine.
Okay. All right.
Better than Maxine.
Hmm. I don't really know what you do with Chelsea. I mean, they're going to obviously do a thing where Piper Niven eventually turns on Chelsea Green. I think
You
that's
say Candice
obvious.
LeRae too?
Oh, is she on
Yeah,
SmackDown?
she's SmackDown. She's been with Nia Jax lately.
Oh, I wonder why she's not on the roster list. That's weird.
She is a speed champion, so maybe that's why.
Oh, that's why she's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
BFAB.
Candace is up. BFAB's so horrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't even consider her. Candice LeRae. I don't even know how you spell her last name. All right.
Lerae.
Got it. Sweet. I'm awesome. Yeah, I don't consider BFAB to be a wrestler. She's not a wrestler. She's a valet who occasionally does wrestler-esque things. So like I said, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green obviously going to have a feud at some point where Piper turns on Chelsea. But in the meantime, is Blair Davenport a heel or a face?
Yes.
She's not really anything. She's not really doing anything, is she?
No, she's not. I don't think she's really hurt.
I would move someone over from Raw to face her because there's Raw's stacked with women. I would move. Well, first of all, I would break up KFC and dump that whole gimmick because it's not working. I would. I'd bring Shane. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. I'd bring over Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, or one of them, and have her face. Actually, no, they're too legit for Chelsea Green. It would be too unbelievable for them not to beat her.
Should be.
Actually, you know what? It would be actually. Here it is. Here's my idea. You have either Shayna Baszler or Zoe Stark come over and face her, and it's a series of matches where every time she faces Chelsea Green, Piper Niven is the one that actually gets the win for Chelsea.
Yeah.
And that's what eventually leads to Piper Niven getting jealous of Chelsea and eventually turns on her and says, "I'm the only reason that you won any of those matches." And then you have a huge feud from that. There you go. There's my idea. I like it.
So basically, she's the Wardlow to
Yes.
MJF. Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. I like that idea. There you go. Done. Anything you would do? Or can you think of anything else?
As far as existing on the main roster, not really.
Right? There's no good heels except for Nia Jax, and I don't want to see Nia Jax versus
Candice?
Chelsea Green.
I mean, I know
Candice,
you said good heel,
yeah.
but Candice.
Yeah, Candice. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. Chelsea is technically not a babyface. She just gets cheered.
But I mean, like, Candice LeRae versus Chelsea Green, or Meechin versus Candice, or Meechin versus Chelsea Green. That they don't excite me.
It's a mid-card title. They're mid-carders.
That's true.
You know?
Got to build someone up. Yeah, I guess if I had to pick from them, I would pick Candice. I think she's got the most. Hey, look, there's Shayna Baszler right there.
Yeah.
I like Shayna Baszler. I think she's underrated. I really like her. Yeah, if I had to pick, yeah, I completely agree. She's really good. If I had to pick anyone from there, I'd pick Candice LeRae. I think she's got the most potential out of the lesser knowns. Blair Davenport, I just don't know enough about, so that's the only reason why I wouldn't pick her. I can't even picture what she looks like, honestly. She's so new to me.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from the women's United States Championship. Let's go all the way to the top. The women's WWE Championship. We have Tiffany Stratton's won it. So what do we think she's going to do now that she's won it? I'm assuming Nia, since
Nia's
she
gonna have
stole
to
it
get a
from her.
rematch.
Yeah. And then what does she do after that? Because I have to assume that she's not going to give it back to Nia.
Well,
Again, same problem.
I mean that there's more options for this.
Is there? She's a
Well,
face. Tiffany's a face now.
you've got the Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah. Oh, so you could have someone from Raw win and come over?
Yep.
Is that what you're thinking? All right.
And when you look at that, there's Io Sky.
Oh, that'd be sick. That's it. Oh, no.
Oh,
I'm convinced. I'm convinced.
I mean, I don't necessarily want this person to win the Rumble. Coming back.
Hey, Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla. Charlotte and Tiffany.
Ooh, that would be good. Yeah, that'd be real good. And that makes sense to put Charlotte on SmackDown again. Why is our truth? Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, because he drew his number and he thought he came
Fucking
out with
Archer.
his number for the women.
Where's all the men at?
Yeah.
Where's all the men at?
I mean,
So funny. Hopefully we don't get copyright struck for that being in the background. There's no audio, so I assume not.
Yeah. But yeah, Charlotte is going to come back.
Yeah.
At the Rumble, would be my guess.
I really don't want to see Charlotte win it, though.
I don't want to see her win it either.
No. But I can see her coming back in. So I can see the women's winner being a Raw. Someone who faces Rhea. And then Charlotte can still go to SmackDown and challenge. Maybe she wins the Elimination Chamber or something.
Yeah, the winner of the Rumble gets first pick of a title match, and then basically the Elimination Chamber winner gets the other champion.
The other champion, yeah. So that could totally be done.
But dude, you want to see Charlotte not have to be in the championship, but basically just go straight to a world title. I mean, like my idea with Becky with the Intercontinental title, could you see Charlotte going for the U.S. title? I
mean, thinking about that, you have to also think about that this is building for WrestleMania. So, Can I see Charlotte and Tiffany in the main event of WrestleMania? Absolutely.
100%.
Now, who would I have Rhea face at WrestleMania? That's a tougher question.
Io?
I'd rather have someone beefy against Rhea. There really isn't anyone beefy. I think I'd like to see Bayley versus Rhea, but Bayley's also a face. And she's on SmackDown.
Now, if this person is healthy for Mania, I think this would be a better match for Charlotte because it wouldn't be for a title. Jade.
Yeah, Jade. Well, I'm assuming we're going to get Jade versus Bianca at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable. Unless they've just dropped Jade, but I don't think so. Maybe, and by drop Jade, I mean like she needs more training, so they're just going to take her out for a significant period. But I don't know. I do think that's why she was written off TV, though.
Could be.
I think they took her off to give her some more training.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she's been posting on socials like she used to.
I don't know. Yeah, I stopped reading the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
Several months ago at this point, so I maybe something's going on that I'm not aware of. But
I know, when she was first written off TV, there was confusion on if it was actually a legitimate injury, how long it was going to be, or what. No one knew for sure anything.
Man, this is the problem with Rhea, is that she's such a beast that it's not realistic for anyone to beat her. And I'm in my mind, I'm doing that thing where at WrestleMania they do the pose, the stare down. And I'm like, who could Rhea stare down and it look good? I don't know. I don't want to see her and Charlotte again. I mean, I kind of do because they had one of the best women's matches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania a few years ago. But I have no idea. The women's roster needs to be beefed a little bit, enhanced a little bit.
I think there's going to be an infusion of talent.
You think an NXT call-up might come in?
Yep.
But I mean, like, I don't see, like, Roxanne Perez coming up and facing Rhea.
No. Roxanne could be, I mean, when we go through the NXT roster.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's enough about the WWE Women's Championship. Let's go to the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes. So we know Cody's facing Kevin at Royal Rumble. We know he's probably not facing Rock. We know he's probably not facing Roman. So the question is, A, does he make it to WrestleMania with his title? And B, if he does, who the hell does he face? Orton, I have to assume?
Unless he faces Cena.
Would they really do a face versus face at WrestleMania? I mean, they could, I guess. They did Rock Cena.
Twice.
So they could. Yeah, twice. Yeah, once in a lifetime. Yeah. Is that really what they're going to do? They could. I would prefer to see Cody and Orton.
Me too.
And I think that makes more sense as to where this whole story has been going.
But to answer your question that you did ask, I think it is too late to have Cody lose it and regain it before Mania.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
I think that time would have been Saturday Night's main event last month. If Kevin would have beaten him for it then, and then Cody win it back at the Rumble. Which, in a way, they kind of did. Because
he kind of fake won it, yeah.
Well, because
Kevin's got the title.
Kevin's running around claiming he is the champion and has a belt.
So they did it without doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Essentially.
I mean, because Kevin did have him pinned.
No, that's true.
Kevin had him legitimately pinned.
Oh, your voice went fookery. Speak again, yeah, it's gone. Shoot. Why does that happen? How did we fix? Oh, I turned on and off echo cancellation last time. Let's see if that fixes it. Oh no, I can't change it while recording, so that's not what I did to fix it. Shoot.
I'm gonna turn it off, turn it on.
Oh, no, you're back. Never mind.
I'm back. All right.
Weird. Okay. Now here's a question. If Cody, so yeah, I agree with you. Like, Cody's going to make it to WrestleMania with the title. If he doesn't, I will be shocked.
I would be shocked too.
Completely shocked. Here's the thing. If Kevin Owens does win the title at the Rumble, A, I will freak out and cheer. B, I think that pretty much guarantees that we're going to get Cody, Randy, Kevin in a triple threat at WrestleMania, which I wouldn't mind at all. I love triple threat matches.
I wouldn't mind it.
That'd be sick. But if Cody retains, I do think that it will be Cody and Randy. It may still be a triple threat match anyway, because what my brain is doing, it's going, okay, if they do Cody Randy at WrestleMania, what's Kevin doing? I guess I was gonna say maybe Kevin faces Roman, but if Rock is gonna face Roman, then Roman's busy. Maybe that's why they had Kevin do that at Raw, was to sew in a reason for him to face Roman if Rock doesn't come back for WrestleMania.
I mean, what about? I don't know if they really planned anything. I think they ran into each other at some point in the last couple of weeks. Kevin and Sammy.
Ugh.
I know. but you know it would be a good match.
Oh yeah, their matches are sick.
I mean, you know they can build it and make people care about it.
Yeah, that I can see that be where they're going. They're going to go do Cody, Randy, and then Kevin's going to go off and face Sammy. Yeah, that makes sense. Considering, Sammy is, although, but Drew's in there. Drew's in there doing the whole, anti Roman Reigns allies thing.
I mean, I think you could do Drew versus Roman.
You could. Yeah, you could.
But that would almost have to be for the title.
So here's about it. This is so funny. So this is exactly what happened last year. Exactly what happened last year at WrestleMania. Triple H did a little bit of he planted seeds everywhere so that he could pivot if he needs to. There's reasons for all of these things to happen. The question is which one's going to happen.
And for the most part, I like it because it's not
predictable.
You can't just see everything come out.
Yeah, it's funny. So Triple H has basically written that from the day after WrestleMania to SummerSlam, it's predictable, and then SummerSlam is where it's somewhat questionable, and then from after SummerSlam to about this time, it's pretty predictable. And then for the next 2 months leading up to WrestleMania and then WrestleMania itself, it's unpredictable. That seems to be his game plan, where he sows the seeds of 16 different possibilities to keep everyone guessing, and then pulls the trigger on the one that he thinks works the best for the situation, which is it's great. It's great booking. But yeah, I think I would prefer to see Cody, Randy.
Oh, there's Tiffany.
There Tiffany she is. Yeah. And there's Lyra. I think she's facing.
I think so.
I think it's Lyra. All right. I don't think we need to talk about the women's tag team championship. Who fucking cares?
Oh, women's world. We talk about the women's world. Yeah, we
did Raw and SmackDown. The women's tag team championship is co-branded, so I mean, Belair and Naomi are champions right now. We know that when Jade comes back, they're going to lose those titles, and then Jade's going to face whoever screwed her.
Yeah.
Whether it be Belair or Naomi. Who takes the titles from them? I don't even. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Who cares? Honestly, there is no women's tag teams. It's just a series of women wrestlers that are together for some reason.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's really annoying. They need to the tag scenes overall need to be all revamped and redone. Okay. So let's talk about NXT. You'll have to lead the charge here because I know nothing.
All right. So you've got this past Tuesday, you had 2 title changes. I guess technically 3, but one of them is kind of like the FTW title.
Okay.
Super low card title. But you had Oba Femi. He beat Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe in a 3-way for the NXT Championship. I don't know if they even really call it NXT World Championship. I think it's just the NXT Championship.
NXT Championship, yep.
And then you also had Julia defeat Roxanne Perez. Julia.
I will always say it's Gulia. It's a G.
It's a G. But yeah, you had Julia defeat Roxanne Perez for the Women's Championship.
Which means Roxanne's probably coming up to the main roster soon.
I
assume.
I mean, I've been saying she's ready to go
been due
for a long time.
Yeah.
So I definitely think with the women's division the way it is in NXT, it's definitely safe for Roxanne to get called up. What she goes after, I could definitely see her going for either the U.S. or the Intercontinental title. Not long after appearing on the roster, whether it's after the Rumble or what.
Makes sense.
I think she could definitely fit in that mid card. and there's quite a bit of mid card mids to eat losses for to build her up.
That being said, does that mean, do you think Trick Williams is bringing up to the main roster now?
I think Trick, he hasn't been in there quite as long, although he has shown a ton of improvement. Of course, before Mania this year, and for a long while, he was the second to Carmelo Hayes.
Yep.
And they had a split. They had a big feud, big personal feud that culminated at Stand and Deliver right at Mania this past year. Trick won, and then after that, Carmelo came up to the main roster. I could see them bringing Trick to maybe feud with Carmelo again. Hopefully, they don't put them back together on the main roster.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. If anything, I would separate them, put them on separate shows.
Or if they put them on the same show, they can feud again for a little bit.
Yeah.
Anybody else that I think on the men's side that could be close to coming up?
Well, you've got North American champion Tony D'Angelo.
You got North American champion Tony D'Angelo. I think he could come up soon. As far as what his gimmick is, I definitely think they need to tone down the character part of it. I just don't know how well a gimmicky gimmick like that would be on the main roster.
Yeah, those types of gimmicks typically fail.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the roster just to see if I recognize anybody. I recognize Lexus King. I don't know anything about him, but I recognize him.
Of course, that's Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah. I recognize Joe Coffey, who I'm a big fan of. He was in NXT UK.
Yep. He's in Gallus.
Gallus, yeah. With Mark.
I mean, looking at the roster, men's roster, you've got Andre Chase. I don't see him really ever getting called up. Axiom, who's in the
oh yeah,
tag team with Nathan Frazier, tag team champions. I think they're kind of building them up to split. I don't know.
Sean Spears being in NXT is weird.
It is kind of odd.
I like him.
See, Duke Hudson. I don't know. Ethan Page will eventually definitely get called up.
Wesley. Too early?
I don't necessarily think it's too early. I think he'd fit in the mid card. Maybe
he's a Ricochet type, right?
Yeah, he's a Ricochet type.
That's all I know.
I think maybe more of a Carmelo, like a mix between a Carmelo and a Ricochet. He's not quite the Ricochet.
He reminds me of Leo Rush.
Yeah.
That's all I know of. I don't know anyone else. I mean, I know Noam Dar, but he's a charisma black hole, so he's never going to do anything other than...
He's smaller.
Yeah.
But
he also just has no personality.
You think they would move Ridge Holland back up? I don't think so.
No. Josh Briggs rings a bell, but I don't know much about him.
Well, you've got the no quarter catch crew.
Yeah,
which is
that's who I was confusing New Catch Republic with.
Yeah. Tavion Heights, who is really good ground and pound grapple style. Very good technical. He's with Riley Osborne with Miles Bourne and Charlie Dempsey in the no quarter catch crew. If Charlie Dempsey looks familiar, he's William Regal's kid.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Doesn't want to be called Charlie Regal?
Nope, I guess not. And in the last couple of weeks, Regal has appeared in the match with Lexis King and Charlie Dempsey to help Lexis King.
Hmm.
Um, like you said, Sean Spears. I don't know if it would be kind of odd to bring him up to the main roster.
He can be a good heel, though.
He could be a good heel.
I like his chairman gimmick.
But I think the big one, when he eventually does get called up to the main roster, will be Obafemi.
Yeah, he's going to be huge.
I mean, I would love to see him come to the Rumble and eliminate. I mean, he may not necessarily have to break the record, which I think, is it still Kane for a regular Royal Rumble, or did Braun Strowman?
Roman Reigns broke it.
Roman Reigns broke it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Way
even
back
this year,
when he was big dog.
yeah. But I think even this year, Obafemi could come up and eliminate 8 to 10 and
I like it.
really make a name for himself.
I like it.
He is definitely going to be a huge star. He's one of the ones that they got from one of their NIL, their college athletic program signees.
By the way, your question earlier about do you think they'll ever do a 40-man Rumble? No, I don't think so, because it's already long enough, and you have two. If it was just men's Royal Rumble still, I would say, yeah, they probably would do it again, but with a women's and a men's, you'd have to do both of them be 40, and then there wouldn't be any other matches.
Let's see one thing.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think you have 40 women on the roster to do a 40-woman Royal Rumble. They barely have enough to do women's 30 woman Royal Rumbles.
We'll
they usually have to bring in.
We'll get there.
They have to bring in legends.
I don't think it'll be next year, but I could definitely see them going 2 nights for a Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, I never even thought about that.
Yeah,
they're definitely going to do that they won't do it for all 4, but they'll definitely do it for the Rumble, SummerSlam, and Mania. But
next year, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Here's my problem with the Rumble is, yeah, it's a huge pay-per-view and it does great numbers for them, but it's so close to Mania. Would they do a 2-night and then a regular pay-per-view and then another 2-night? Is that too much?
They used to have 2 PLEs between the two.
No, it's only Elimination Chamber now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's always been one. It used to be No Way Out, wasn't it?
I think for a couple years it was No Way Out and then a Saudi show.
Oh. Was that when they used to have Crown Jewel? No, I don't think so. I think it's always been either Elimination Chamber, No Way Out, or Fastlane. I think those were the 3.
Could have been Great Balls of Fire was after.
Great Balls of Fire. Oh my god, that was so funny. What a stupid pay-per-view. Okay. Okay, so we've got our NXT out of the way.
The men's.
The women.
Women?
Well, we talked about the women champions. We didn't really talk about the women North American championship, though.
Oh, you got women's North American is Fallon Henley.
Yeah, don't know her.
Of course, you got a taste of Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson.
Pretty good.
On the main roster for a little bit. I could definitely see them coming up soon.
Yep.
Roxanne Perez, who just lost the title, I think we'll see her sooner rather than later. Also down there, you've got Stephanie Vacour, who, if you saw Forbidden Door face Mercedes at Forbidden Door, she's in NXT. she was a big signee coming in. Probably didn't see her staying there in NXT more than about 6 months.
Mm.
Um, so I think definitely by Mania, no, or not necessarily by Mania, but shortly after Mania, I think she'll be up on the main roster. Um, Zaria, um, she's Australian. She's definitely got kind of a Rhea Ripley vibe feel to her. Strong, powerful, stout, big girl. Not big as in Piper Niven big, but big as in Rhea Ripley big. She's got
Mm.
that kind of look. Um, Too soon, obviously, for her to come up and face Rhea Ripley at Mania this year, but I think definitely you can see something like that next year or down the line. Her versus Rhea would definitely be
Right.
um, a good spec, a good looking matchup between the two.
Okay.
Um, some of the not necessarily very very top of the card. There's also Lola Vice, former MMA competitor. Um, she's been doing a lot of good things down there. Um, Someone who rose up really quick, Jada Parker, is really good. She had the underground match with Lola Vice. She's been doing some good things. A lot of people like Sol Ruka, like myself. She's got kind of a hmm, kind of a lucha. I mean, a very kind of a Tiffany Stratton meets Katana Chance type. Um, she's kind of a high flyer, a lot of
Right.
gymnastic stuff. Um, who else? Uh, I think
Cora Jade,
eventually,
did you mention?
definitely Fallon Henley. You can see. Who'd you say?
Cora Jade. Did you say Cora Jade?
Cora Jade. Yeah. I know she just came back not too long ago from a ACL injury. Um, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, who were with Mandy Rose and Fatal Attraction, or Fatal, not Fatal
Is she the
Influence, Toxic
t-
Attraction.
Toxic Attraction? Is that the one with Shotzi?
Yes, Gigi is the one with Shotzi. JC Jane is in the group with Fallon Henley and um, Jasmine Nix in Fatal Influence is their group. Um,
They need we need Jordan Grace to come over.
yeah, I mean, I think we will see Jordan Grace come over at the Rumble and stay
Like,
this year instead of go back. But I
you
mean,
think her
definitely,
contract with TNA is over?
it is just about over.
Okay.
Um, is that
Hmm.
that's what the word is? She is pretty much on her way out now. Apparently, she's been
Interesting.
assigned to put Tessa Blanchard over on the way out
Interesting. Is
in
that
TNA.
before the Rumble?
Yes, that is currently going on right now.
Oh, okay. That would be cool.
Yep.
Just don't put her on the same show as Jade. Two beefy, muscular women on the same show.
Yeah.
Just put her on Raw. That's a good Raw
Yep.
pick for Jordan Grace.
But just as far as overall pipeline of talent, potential talent to be called up, the women's roster in NXT is definitely where it's
Stacked.
at. Yeah, it's stacked. I mean, on Tuesday when they had the big show in LA after um, the
Well, it's the big show.
after the Netflix on Raw, The Rock was announced to be on NXT. You had, of course, the influx of viewers because of that. They did almost 1 million on NXT the other night.
Wow.
The whole first hour was nothing but women's matches.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean they had I think 3 women's matches in the first hour.
Cool.
They of
It's only a
the
2-hour show, right?
yeah, it's only a 2 hour show. Um,
Wow.
Between Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite, Collision, and I'd imagine probably even TNA too. NXT features the women the best of all of them.
Makes sense.
Yep, and they've definitely got the talent to do it. So
Yeah.
the pipeline is good for the women's division. So when you were talking earlier about the women's division kind of lacking on the main roster, there's going to be talent to push them either to be better or push them out the door when they come
I like
up.
that idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
All
I
right.
mean, I don't, never want to see anybody lose a job, but you want to,
No.
you can't.
Cream rises to the top.
Yep. You can't keep bringing people up and overload the roster again.
Yeah.
So if you're bringing people up, the people need to get better.
Yep. Agreed.
Yep.
All right. So that's NXT. So we've done Raw, we've done SmackDown, we've done NXT. Let's look a little bit more at Mania. So your fantasy card. Well, what would you do? It's a 2-night event, so there's a lot of stuff you can put in there.
So we can do, you think 6 matches each day?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Make 6 or 7. What they do last year?
Pretty sure it was 6 and 6. I think.
I actually think it might have been 6 and 7. I don't know. Let's see.
I'll pull it up. Was it 40? All right, they had. Oh, this is not what I was looking for.
7
They had
and
7 on the first night. Oh, 7 and 7. Jesus.
Yep.
Okay. 7 and 7. Okay, so what would you do for the WWE Championship? I like the Cody Randy option for me personally. I think that's a solid pick.
Cody.
Assuming he wins going into WrestleMania. Assuming he's champion still. Hey, look, it's Andrade.
Yeah. Definitely not Andrade.
No, definitely not Andrade.
I mean, assuming Cody will be champion, I'm certain he'll be champion.
Yeah.
Cody and Randy or WrestleMania would be the right stage for Cody and Randy.
It'd be a great match. Those two can put on a show.
For sure, be a great match.
And I would have Randy win too, by the way.
Yeah, that would put him at 15.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. That would match. That would is Triple H 14?
Yeah, Triple H is 14.
Ooh.
Shane and Flair are 16.
So there's nobody at 15?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'd still have Randy win.
Yeah.
We need to get Cody out of there. Man.
I mean,
yeah.
So Mania would be 1 year of Cody being champion.
Yeah.
And
it's long enough.
Yeah.
And if you were ever going to turn Cody heel, a continued feud with Orton would be a good way to do it. I think they could switch. They could do it. They could do a good old Bret Hart Stone Cold switcheroo. Because people respect Orton, man. Wouldn't take much for Cody to get booed.
But they also love to see Orton as a heel.
True. I would still have Orton win, and then if they didn't feud after that, man, that's the problem with Cody now. Is Cody's got the title like associated with him, so when he's not going after the title, what does he do? Who's on SmackDown?
Hopefully Drew.
Yeah, I'd love to see a Drew Cody fight. But
See,
yeah,
I
let's
like.
focus on
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. As far as Mania, best option would be Randy. I don't think they'll
Yeah.
do it though.
No?
Oh well, unless
I
Randy
hope
comes
they
out and
do.
costs Kevin the match at Rumble between him and
I,
Cody.
I don't think he even needs to do that. I think Cody could just win the ladder match and then like on a subsequent SmackDown, Cody could overhear Kevin talking to somebody about what Randy told him about Cody. It just finally comes out somehow. You know what I mean? And Cody overhears it.
Yeah.
They could do something like that. Where he was, I don't know what it could be, but whatever he told Kevin to get him under his skin. Yeah, I think Cody Randy would be a sick main event.
It would be.
And then, like you said, I'd have Kevin go after Sammy. It's not my first pick, but it would be a good match, and that could be their final fucking finale between the two of them.
Yeah.
Get that over with,
Again.
Again, yeah. Okay, let's move quickly on to the next one. World champion Gunther. Who does he face at Mania?
I'd love to see him face Cena.
I'd like to see him face Cena and win.
Yeah.
I don't think Cena should win that one. I think Gunther should put him in his place.
Yep.
I'd rather see Cena win the title, but I don't think it should be at Mania, and it shouldn't be against Gunther. I think he should win the WWE Championship, not the World Championship, and I think it should be. I don't know. If he's going to win the title, it's got to be either at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. It can't be at a random pay-per-view. It's a big deal.
I mean, I definitely want to see him win his fair share of matches on the way out in the next year, but Gunther needs to beat him.
Yeah, don't. If Cena's going to win the belt, it's got to be against somebody that makes sense, and for him not to hurt. See, I do want to see Cena and Orton fight. Definitely want to see that, but I don't want to see him win the title from Orton because it wouldn't be as impactful to me. Be like, oh, he wins the 17th title from a guy he's probably won it from 4 times already.
True.
I'd rather see, if he's going to win it, I want to see him win it from somebody that like has some sort of impact.
Cody.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool if Cody was a heel. I would love a Cody heel Cena face. Cena's going for the gold kind of a thing. That would be pretty cool. And Cody could win the title back from Orton between now and SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And have Cena win it at SummerSlam. The Women's WWE Championship. Where do we want to see that at Mania? Tiffany versus...
I don't want to say Charlotte, but that's the biggest match.
That's right. We did kind of talk about that. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to see Charlotte straight to the world title again,
but it's the Mania match. Yeah, I agree. Tiffany and Io would be really good as well, but it wouldn't be Mania level tier. Women's World Championship. Rhea. Who does Rhea face? I think we talked about this as well. Who the hell does she face?
How close is Asuka to coming back?
I have no idea. I didn't even know she's injured.
Oh, after she lost the tag titles. After her and
that was a while ago.
Kyrie. Yeah, Kyrie Sane.
She must be pretty close. I haven't heard anything though.
I looked up a while ago, and there's nothing new since like September, October. Just that they
could be. Yeah, that could be a good sign that she's coming back soon.
Hope so.
That's a lot of people coming back soon, though, women-wise. Yeah, that would be the money match to me. Asuka versus Rhea.
Yeah.
They haven't really had a bout.
Becky?
Yeah.
No. That's the thing. I don't want to see Becky straight into a
and they fought last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want Becky in the main event at all.
I'd love to see her for one of the mid-card titles.
Yeah. I think Rhea Asuka or Rhea Bailey would be really good.
It would be.
Yeah. Intercontinental Braun Breaker at Mania. Assuming he's still champion by that time.
I'd love to see him against Cena at some point too, but not Mania.
No, not at Mania. No. Well, wait. Did we decide who Cena would face at Mania? Oh, Gunther. Yeah, Gunther.
Oh, Gunther. Yeah. Do you think Brock comes back?
Man, that's such a risky play. He could. My assumption was that Brock was going to stay away until the McMahon lawsuit was done. That was my assumption. But maybe they're going to risk it because you're right. But here's the thing, though: if they're going to do Brock versus Breaker, it's not going to be an Intercontinental match. They're not going to give Brock the Intercontinental title or have him. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to have him do that. I mean, it could be a thing where Brock comes back and costs Breaker the Intercontinental belt, and then they go on to have a grudge match. That I can see.
Braun versus LA Knight.
Yeah, I'd like that if LA Knight comes over. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Women's Intercontinental. Assuming our pick, Lyra wins it. Lyra versus.
I like Becky.
Yeah, I would prefer Lyra versus Liv. I think it makes sense for me. Liv will be pissed off that she doesn't have a belt anymore, and go after Lyra. I would like to. I think that would be a pretty good match.
Oh, what about Rhea versus Raquel?
Who? Oh,
Raquel
no.
Rodriguez.
I don't like Raquel yet.
No,
I'm not on board with her yet. She's fine, but she's a little green still for me. I'm not quite on board with her getting that kind of a push yet.
But as far as the pose down between the two.
Yeah, I mean from a size standpoint, they match. Yeah, I agree. I just don't think she's at that level.
No.
She'll turn on Liv before that happens. Before she gets a title match. So we got to get to that point first. Yeah, I personally I would go with Lyra and Liv. I think that would make a good feud. Shinsuke Nakamura United States Championship. I think we talked a little bit about this one already. I don't think we could come up with a pick though for who he faces because there's not enough faces on SmackDown. We talked about those. Yeah, there's because we were like he's facing Andrade right now, and I was like, it'd be cool to see. Jacob.
What about Seth? Or do you think him and Punk
move Seth to SmackDown? I hope they're done. I don't really care for the Seth Punk feud. Oh my god, Punk! What the fuck does Punk do? Oh my god, because I was always assuming Punk was going to be after Gunther at Mania. Shit.
Or is that when he calls in his favor with Paul?
What does that do for him though?
WrestleMania main event against Roman.
But
But
why
there's
would he
no title.
want that though? There's no title. Yeah.
Because that's what he always wanted. What he always thought he deserved was a WrestleMania main event.
Do you think that's big enough to be a main event WrestleMania match with no title involved?
With no
though?
title, no.
Yeah. One of them would have to win a title, and neither of them's going to win a title before Mania. Man, what the hell does Punk do?
I don't know.
What the hell do you do with Punk? And he's not going to be happy if he's not in the main event, because I know that was part of why he was coming back.
I mean, I think he's kind of grown up.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big boy.
I mean, does he want to? Would he like to main event one?
Oh yeah,
but
he wants it.
I mean, is he going to walk out if he doesn't? No.
No. He's beyond that. I think. I hope. Who the hell do you have Punk face? Shit.
Cena. I say Cena for everybody.
Yeah. Cena versus anyone would make a good match. That's Roman's facing Rock.
Cody. If we do Cody and Punk.
But then who did we put? But so then Randy does what?
Kevin?
We got to shift people. Randy and Kevin.
Because they never had their match.
I can see them doing that. Yeah. Okay, then what does Sammy do? Who cares, right?
Go to AEW.
Who cares? Do whatever you want. Okay, Cody Punk.
Yeah, I'd love to see Cody.
But they're both faces again.
I mean, Punk could play a heel, but people still cheer him.
Wait. So we had
Punk could play. Yeah, Punk could play a heel.
Who did we have Cena face? Gunther. Okay, so we have Cena, Gunther, Cody, Randy. But we have Punk to do something. We need Punk to do something. He's Jesus. There's so many main. I mean, we can make something a triple threat.
It is a good problem to have.
Too many big stars. Yeah. And then you got Seth. How do you do with Seth? Okay, here. Let me quickly go through the big names that we don't have picked yet. Punk, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns. That's basically it. You could say Sheamus. I think Sheamus is great.
Yeah.
Man. I should be writing this down. Okay, I'm going to write this down. WrestleMania fantasy card. That's what I'm gonna call this. So we've got. Okay, so let's do. We'll separate it from Saturday and Sunday. So we got Saturday, and we've got Sunday. Okay, so let's start with the main event of WrestleMania. What is the marquee Sunday night main event match? Is that Roman Rock? Fantasy booking, Roman Rock main event. Now that's not for a title. Are we okay with that?
Yes, that does not need a title.
Should it be Sunday or Saturday? I am a traditionalist. For me, I think the main event of the final night should always be a championship. I don't like the fact that it wouldn't be. But it is the marquee match. It is the one that everyone would pay to see. So, shit. Well, the three top matches of the card would be Rock Roman, Cody versus somebody, and Gunther versus somebody. I don't think Gunther is a main event worthy yet. I don't think he draws enough to be there. Although if you pair him with Cena, I still don't think so. Cody, Rock Roman would be the big match of the card. It would be. That sucks. That sucks.
Not really, but
I mean, it
just
doesn't,
because
but
I'm a
it's
big
like
Roman fan.
just because it's not a title match, it sucks for me because I'm such a just. Oh, that was a nasty bump. Jesus. All right, all right. Main event. Rock Roman.
How can it not be?
Okay. Oh yeah, shut the door. Hi, buddy. You back? Okay. Main event, Rock Roman. We need a WWE championship. We need to pick Cody, and you know what? Just because I don't want to see Sami Zayn, I'll say my pick for Cody would be Cody, Orton, Kevin, triple threat.
Yeah.
And I would say that should probably be the main event of Sunday or Saturday, sorry.
I can concede that.
Okay.
I can compromise that.
Okay. So, main event, WWE Championship,
To Rock.
Orton versus Owens versus Cody.
Okay.
Okay. So now we need the Gunther match. So I think we're both pretty set on Gunther and Cena being
Gunther Cena.
a great, yeah. So I would put that as an opener for one of the nights. I would probably put that as an opener for Sunday since Saturday doesn't. Yeah.
Because the other world title is on Saturday.
Yeah. Ooh, that's controversial though to put Cody on Saturday.
That's true.
But you wouldn't put Cody in the first match either.
I know. I mean,
see, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, no, it has to be, right?
You had Rock in a match on Saturday last year.
Yeah. But it's but it wasn't the marquee match though of the whole show.
No.
The marquee match of the whole show was Cody and Roman.
Right.
Would the marquee match be Cody, Orton, Owens, or Gunther Cena? I don't think so. That's not what you put on your bulletin board or your poster.
Yeah.
You put Rock and Roman on there.
You put Rock and Roman, yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to concede here. We're gonna have to put the opening match of Sunday as the World Championship. Gunther versus Cena.
Okay. Oh, speaking of Cody, there he is.
Oh, is it? Oh, in the back. Yes, he is.
Yep.
Okay, so we got the. Okay, we got those. Okay, so women's world title. We had Rhea versus. Who the hell did we have? Yeah, it was Bailey or it was
Asuka.
Shit. Right. I would prefer versus Asuka.
Me too.
Where would we put that, Saturday or Sunday? I'd probably put it on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunday.
Although we could put it as the opener on Saturday. What opens Saturday? I think you have to put a women's championship match opening Saturday.
Opening?
Well, we've got 2 men's main events and a men's opener. I think we have to put a women just to balance it out. You gotta have a women's opener. I think it's either that or it's Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte. Yeah, that might be a better opener. Yeah, let's do Sunday middle of the card. Maybe before Rock Roman. Do Rhea and Asuka. Let's do that. There's also some symmetry in that both world championships are defended on the same night.
Yeah.
Rhea versus Asuka.
Tiffany.
Yeah, and then opening on Saturday. Opening match. WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany versus Charlotte. Okay. All right, so Intercontinental. Jesus.
Braun Breaker and LA Knight.
Do we want Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar in a grudge match instead?
No.
Okay.
If we're including Brock, I want Brock versus Gunther.
Instead of Cena and Gunther?
If Brock is included, that's the match, is Brock versus Gunther. Gunther has said that he wants Brock before.
Well, then our card has to shift a whole lot because there's no way that Gunther and Brock would open.
No.
I don't think.
Yes.
They would.
Yes, they could. Yes, they could.
Yeah, really?
Brock likes to open if he's not on last. Yeah.
That's
actually, you know what? I'd say that could open Saturday or Sunday.
And then
either one.
Okay. Okay. Let's assume Brock's not coming back because we don't have any rumors or speculation that he's coming back.
I mean, that's
nothing.
Pure fantasy.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do Braun and LA Knight, and I guess we'll put that on Saturday in the middle of the card.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got Intercontinental. We've got Braun versus LA Knight. Okay. United States Championship. Shinsuke versus... I had Jacob Fatu. I can't think of anyone else. But he wouldn't be a face by that time, so... This is where we got into the CM Punk Seth problem. Because we don't know what to do with them. They wouldn't go after a mid-card title. They're too big for that.
You think Chad Gable?
I'd be okay. Yeah, I'd be okay with that if they can turn him face. Somehow.
I mean, you know what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to... Well, no, we'll get there.
Okay. Yeah, I could do Gable versus Shinsuke. I could do that. Saturday or Sunday.
I mean, for me, just because it evens out, mid-card title, Sunday.
Okay. United States. So it'd be Shinsuke. Shit, my brain's cooked. Shinsuke and Gable. That's right. Okay. All right. Four. We're not going to be able to have all the titles defended.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Okay.
You can't have all the titles defended, especially if you look at tag titles.
Yeah. So, well, fantasy booking. no women's tag match at WrestleMania because
No.
let's be frank, doesn't deserve to be there, and the grudge match that's actually going to happen is going to be either Jade versus Naomi or Jade versus Bianca, which I assume it's going to be Jade Bianca. So should we put Jade Bianca on here just because it's
Yeah.
likely? Okay, so where would we put Jade Bianca? Probably on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jade versus Bianca. Okay. And let's, because we're fantasy booking, merge the tag titles.
I still don't put them on, honestly.
Really? What if you merge them at WrestleMania in like a TLC match? We pick the best 3 tag teams, put them in a TLC match.
Where were they split up?
What?
When were they split up? Because remember,
Oh, when were they split?
Yeah, when were
they were split? Oh, they were split at WrestleMania last year.
WrestleMania last year. So you want to put them back together?
Merge them back together.
Yeah, why not? We tried
Get
it
them
for
back
a year,
together.
It didn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work. Fuck it. But what 3 teams would you do? I mean, DIY. You got to put DIY in there. They're really great in the ring.
Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns and
Street Profits.
War Raiders. Ooh, Street Profits. Could make it a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
Ladder match.
I mean, you have to have the War Raiders in it. They're
tag champs, right now. So we got DIY, War Raiders, Street Profits, and Motor City Machine Guns in a fatal 4-way ladder match.
Sure.
I like it. Okay, where do we put it? Now it has to go Saturday, right? No. Got 2 women's matches. We got 2 men's matches. We got 1 women's match.
Saturday.
Yeah, I think Saturday makes sense. And put it between the women's matches. So we got fatal 4-way ladder match, tag team championship. We got DIY versus War Raiders versus Street Profits versus, who do we say? Motor City. Okay. So we're up to 5 on Saturday and 4 on Sunday. So now we have so we still need to fit in Punk. We still need to fit in Seth. We still need to fill in the Bloodline. The Judgment Day is doing nothing. Damian Priest is doing nothing.
Oh, sick.
Logan Paul is doing nothing.
Logan Paul needs a match.
We didn't think about Logan Paul.
Okay, yeah, Logan Paul needs a match.
Yeah. Who? We could make the Intercontinental Championship a 3-way. Braun, LA, and Logan Paul. And switch it to Sunday so that there's not 2 triple threats on the same night. I don't know if I don't know if Logan fits in with them though. This feels like GM mode from SmackDown vs. Raw. What do you do? What do you do with Logan Paul? Ooh, ooh. AJ Styles.
Drew? No.
I think he would fit well with AJ, just from a match standpoint. Although AJ's a heel, he'd have to go back to being a face. I don't like AJ Styles as a heel personally. I
Maybe
think
it's hurt.
yeah, he was hurt. I think he's just sitting because they don't have anything for him to do right now, if I remember correctly. Oh shit, we didn't even do anything with the New Day.
I know.
Man, can't make it a fatal five way. That's too many people,
I'm glad I'm not Triple H.
right? Your roster is stacked. What the hell do you do with it? You still got Rey Mysterio. Okay, 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 okay. Hold on. I'm gonna highlight all the people that we haven't used yet. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. We haven't used them. We haven't used them. Did you find anything on AJ? I don't. I think he was injured, but I don't think he was like. I think he's been ready to go.
Hold on. One second.
Okay.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Not you.
Oh, that's scary. Someone's spying on us. Who's
Let's see,
spying?
AJ.
Or are you just in a Verizon commercial? Can you hear me now?
Um, I don't see anything new.
Hmm.
Liz Frank injury. So he had a Liz Frank injury. Um, the recovery time can vary depending on the severity, but typically takes several months to fully heal, with
And that
most
was in
people needing at least
October.
6 weeks in a boot or cast, followed by extensive physical therapy and a potential full recovery time of up to a year,
Oh,
especially
okay.
if surgery is required.
Okay.
Minor
Never mind.
injuries may heal within a few months with non surgical treatment.
Okay, he's out then. Okay.
So I
So
don't
no
know if he
AJ.
had
Yeah. There's no point
surgery,
in
if he had to
considering
have
him.
surgery or not.
Yeah. No. Okay. Let's just not consider him. Okay. So then these are the following wrestlers that we haven't used: Braun Strowman, CM Punk, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Karrion Cross. I don't think we need to put him in there. Logan Paul, Pete Dunne, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Sheamus, Jacob Fatu, Jimmy Uso, and Solo.
Um,
We know Logan Paul's going to be there.
Logan Paul has to have a match.
Who does he face? He's already faced Seth Rollins, so that's not going to happen again. CM Punk's never going to face Logan Paul. There's just no way Punk would agree to that. He'd be like, fuck that guy.
Cena.
We have Cena, though.
I know.
Against Gunther. So who's Gunther going to go against? Instead, Punk?
Roman? No.
No, got Roman. These are our names. Punk? Punk, Gunther, and then Cena.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul?
I mean, I don't like it.
I don't.
But it makes more sense than
It does.
Logan Paul versus.
But Logan Paul and Cena, like, why would I care? I mean, it would be entertaining. The fucking things that they would say back and forth together would be amazing. Yeah. But the match itself, I don't know how much I would give too much of a rat's behind about it. And I would love to see Gunther beat Cena.
I know.
Oh, man. Okay. I'll list off Logan's potential opponents here. Logan Braun Strowman.
Strowman? No.
Okay. Logan Punk. That's never going to happen. Punk will never agree with that. Logan Damian.
No.
Logan Drew.
I'd be okay with it, but Drew's on his whole everybody that sided with the Roman thing.
Okay, so let's get Drew out of the way. We know Drew's going to be at WrestleMania. Who is he going to face? Is he going to be over his bloodline thing by then? Who does Drew face?
I mean, ultimately, the end of his story is Roman again. I think.
So it's not going to be a Mania.
Because if we have Rock Roman.
Yeah. Rock Roman sounds like a band.
Yeah.
Have you heard Rock Roman today? Yeah. Jay Uso? No. I mean, that would make sense, actually, Jay and Logan. Just because Jay is a huge face right now, and Logan's always a huge heel.
You know what?
And they're both high flyers.
Jay versus Jimmy to make up for last year's horrible debacle.
Yeah, if only. I'd like to see Ray versus Logan. They could put on a banger.
Yeah, they could.
Or Logan Sheamus. They could put on a banger.
You know who would be the biggest babyface? Is if Liv leaves Dominic and Dominic goes back to Ray.
And becomes a face?
They become a team again. Ray and Dominic.
I would only like that if Ray would go heel.
Oh, man.
I would only like that.
Ray cannot be a heel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I can't vote for that. I can't vote for them getting back together. I mean, Logan doesn't have to be in a singles match. It could be a tag match of some kind.
Say who?
Logan. He could be in a tag match. It doesn't have to be a singles.
Who would team with him? Who would they have team with him?
Drew. Logan and Drew versus
Jay and Sammy.
Jay and Sammy. That would make sense. But he's already beaten Sammy. Drew's already beaten Sammy. But Jay beat him. Yeah, that makes sense.
It'll give something for Sammy.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh.
That gets Logan out of the way. Sunday or Saturday?
Even
Let's
at
just
what
put
we
it on.
have right now, I'd say Sunday, but that's a lot
Yeah.
of star power for Sunday. Cena, Rock, Roman, Logan.
Logan's not star power. He
But,
is, but he's not. He's a heel
I mean,
star.
star. He's got, as far as followers, social media followers, he's got every one of them beat except for Rock. Maybe Cena.
All right, so maybe so we're gonna have to switch match then. Well, let's just put it on Sunday for now, and then we'll look at it and rejig it if we need to. So, Logan and Drew versus Sammy and Jay. Okay. Sorry, I was looking for my cat. I was like, where the hell did he go? All right. Do we want any of the women's mid-card titles in there?
Or do you do Jimmy and Jay?
Yeah, actually, that would make even more sense. Yeah, I'd prefer that anyway. A reunion.
And what do you do with Sammy?
Go to AW. Who cares? Seriously.
TNA. Send him with TNA at this point.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Okay, yeah, Logan, Drew, Jay, Jimmy. I like it. Okay, so yeah, do we have the women's mid-card titles on the show?
No.
We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, five each. We have 4 matches left. But there's only 2 mid-card women's titles, so we could.
But then you got
that being said,
Punk. No match.
Yeah, we still. Yeah, let me redo the. So we got rid of Jay, we got rid of Drew, we got rid of Logan. Whoops. I don't want to delete people. I just want to... There we go. Oh, no, we got rid of Jimmy. We got Jimmy. Okay, so we still got Jacob and Solo. Punk, Damien. Why do I have Karrion Kross highlighted? No, Karrion Kross is not that.
Do you do Jacob versus Solo?
Jacob face turn on Solo. I love you, Solo.
I love you,
down.
Solo.
Yeah, I loved you, Solo. I'm down with that.
Saturday?
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be Saturdays to keep it away from Rock Roman. Jacob versus Solo. Got 3 matches left.
Punk?
Okay. What the fuck do we do with Punk? Oh, God. We keep avoiding it.
Gotta have it.
There's nobody for him to face. This is so frustrating. And unless you... Yeah, I was going to say, unless you turn Gunther Cena into a 3-way, make a Punk in there. No?
Nope. Rock,
What
Roman, Punk.
No. No way. He would love that, and I would love that, but it would never happen. But fantasy booking? Yeah, but the whole point of Rock Roman is the Ulafala. It's who's the chief. So
Triple threat matches.
I love triple threat matches.
Lazy booking.
It is lazy booking.
Lazy booking.
Though. They're so good matches, though.
Lazy booking.
All right.
Best triple threat Mania match was Gunther, Drew, Sheamus. Not this last year, but the year before.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
That's probably the
Cena
best
or
triple threat match I've seen.
Cena Orton Triple H was really good, and so was uh Orton Angle Mysterio.
I put Gunther, Drew, Sheamus up against any of them.
Yeah, man, they're all great. They're all freaking fantastic. Man, I don't know what to do with Punk. Punk, he needs a big spot. The hell do we do with him? Unless we just do a rematch, Seth and Punk. But I don't know if I care.
Yeah.
But it can't just be a match. It would have to be like.
You can't do Hell in a Cell.
No, I can't do Hell in a Cell with them.
Punk had
Can't do I Quit.
Last Man Standing.
Yeah. I really don't want. I'm so sad that Punk would be in not a title match, but I don't.
A Las Vegas street fight. A Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Oh, there's got to be. What's other gimmick match types that would be rare? Okay, I Quit.
Strap match.
Ugh, not again. Fuck
Dog
that.
collar match.
I do like Last Man Standing. Yeah, I guess Last Man Standing. Punk Seth.
Ambulance match. I Quit. Making the other one say I quit.
Yeah, they could do some good stuff with an I Quit match. But I can't see one of them quitting, though.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. I mean, Punk would have to win that. Rollins can't win that. I mean, it's our only option is really to put Punk and Seth together. I don't have any other ideas for Punk.
Write it in. Book it.
All right, Saturday or Sunday?
I'd have to be Saturday.
Yeah. That maxes out Saturday.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's a lot of grudge matches on Saturday, though.
3.
That'd be 3 grudge matches, yeah. We've only got 1 grudge match on Sunday. Or we had 2, actually.
I mean, Rock Roman.
Yeah. Either way, we're going to have 3. Okay. Saturday it is. I would say that would make a good pre-main event match. Punk and
For what,
Rollins.
Sunday or Saturday?
Oh, God, you can't put it on before the main event. That would exhaust the crowd for an I Quit match. Fuck, where do you book that? Maybe that's the opening match on Saturday instead of the women's championship. No, you can't do that. I'd say put it on right after that. So I'd say Punk, Rollins, I Quit. Okay. Right, so Saturday's full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Who are we missing?
2 more matches. Let me take a look.
We got all the big names.
There's still some decent ones that are missing. Okay, so we are missing. Here we go. We're missing Damian Priest, Pete Dunne, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Sheamus, The New Day. That's it.
How about a Final Testament versus Wyatt Six? Everybody leave WWE.
Retirement match?
Yes, everybody retire.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make that mistake again. when they did the Pride versus Final Testament last year. They're not going to make that mistake again. We're not going to see a Wyatt Six versus Final Testament. Damian, Pete Dunne, Ray, Sammy, Sheamus.
Might have another women's match on Sunday.
Yeah, I think we do need to put the women's.
You almost have to have
one
Becky.
Of those. Oh yeah, Becky. Oh yeah, the women that we haven't used. I haven't even thought about that. We haven't used a lot of women. Io Sky, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Bailey, Nia Jax. As much as I'd hate to admit it. Well, I mean, we could do Lyra versus Liv to get Liv on there for the Intercontinental, Women's Intercontinental. And then we could do Becky. Why did she leave? Did she lose against somebody?
Liv retired her. I mean, Liv and Becky could be a grudge.
Yeah. Okay. Liv and Becky.
Yep.
All right. So we have one match left. Poor Sheamus. So we're not going to put Damian Priest on the card?
He could be on the SmackDown before against Finn Balor again.
Damn.
What
the hell? What the hell do we do? Unless we could just leave it like this and one match just gets extra time.
No, there's too many people that don't have matches.
Not really. I mean, big names. We're only missing Damian Priest, Pete Dunne, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Sheamus, and the New Day.
Damian, but I mean, it would have to be a grudge match, or unless we do a women's mid-title.
I hate to say it, but we could just split up the tag team championship again. Like forego that and have fuck. You can't have two big ladder matches, one on each night. I mean, you could, I guess. They do that at Money in the Bank. You could have a ladder match for the Raw tag team titles and a ladder match for the SmackDown tag team titles. Two triple threats.
DIY against the Street Profits.
Yeah, you could have DIY versus the Street Profits versus Motor City because they're on the same show.
Yeah.
And then on the Raw side, you could have War Raiders versus New Day versus...
Or it wouldn't necessarily have to be. I mean, you do New Day against War Raiders.
Yeah, but I'm trying to fit in these people that are missing.
There aren't
to
any
get them in.
On Raw.
Damian Priest.
Ugh.
And Sheamus, and Sami Zayn, and Rey Mysterio, and Pete Dunne. We don't want to fit any of them in. They're just going to be not on the card.
F this.
I mean, it sucks not to have Sheamus on the card, but you can't. None of these people would make a good tag team. You would just be shoving people together. I mean, Finn Balor's not even on the show. Could have Finn and JD again in that tag match.
They need to.
But then again,
I don't know. They're just not relevant enough now. They've eaten too many losses.
That's true. But that's what I'm saying. Like Damian not being on the show after being a pretty dominant force all year, he's got to do something. I mean, he could form a tag team with Sheamus. They're both faces, and they're both beasts in the ring.
But why?
So it could be a big.
Why join them two?
Yeah, I don't know. From a story standpoint, I don't know how you would do that. But that's the only way I can think of getting him on the show. Because we're at our max. So by splitting up the tag team championships into their actual championships, we can have 6 tag teams instead of 4.
Yeah.
And fit more people on the show. You know what I mean? So the Saturday, so the Saturday would be for the World Tag Team Championship with War Raiders, New Day, and Sheamus, Damian. And then on Sunday, it would be DIY, Motor City, and Street Profits. Okay. That's 7 each night.
You what?
Okay, let's review. Let's review this. So Saturday night, we have opening the night. The WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany versus Charlotte. Then we have Punk versus Rollins in an I Quit match. Jacob versus Solo. The World Tag Team Championship ladder match, War Raiders versus New Day versus Sheamus and Damian. Jade versus Bianca. Intercontinental title, Braun versus LA Knight. And WWE Championship, Cody, Orton, Owens. And then on Sunday, we've got the opening match, the World Championship, Gunther versus Cena. Ladder match for the WWE Tag Championship, DIY, Motor City, and Street Profits.
Yeah.
Logan Drew versus Jay Jimmy. United States Championship, Nakamura versus Gable. Liv versus Becky. The Women's World Championship, Rhea versus Asuka. And the main event, Rock Roman.
Yep.
Does that seem balanced and good?
As balanced as you can get with title matches, and got women represented. She got a lot of names missing out.
Do we, though? Let's see who's missing. I'll tell you exactly who's missing, not including injuries. Andrade, Apollo Crews, Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes. Ooh, Carmelo. Giovanni Vinci, Grayson Waller, Santos Escobar, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. Braun Strowman. Carlito. Oh, Dirty Dom. We didn't book. Damn. Finn Balor. JD McDonough. Karrion Kross. Otis. Pete Dunne. R-Truth. Rey Mysterio. Sami Zayn.
Bailey. Nia Jax.
The Miz. The Wyatts. Dakota Kai. Io Sky. Yeah, Kairi Sane. Lyra Valkyria. Man. Yeah, Nia Jax, yeah. But I mean, like,
got most everybody.
There's some big names in there, but at the same time, it's like, unless you want to do Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it sucks, but it's like, you know. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. Is there any match on this fantasy card you don't care to see?
Tag team championships.
I mean, I want to see them just because they're just great matches. Those are great tag teams, and you put them in a ladder match, and it's gonna be entertaining.
Sure. Right.
And what would you trade it for? That's the problem. Like who are the people that are missing gonna face?
Yeah, I mean, I only say that just because they don't do enough for me to care about them. Sure, the matches will be great, but
yeah,
and
I think this
them,
is
it just won't be that great to me.
Yeah, I think this is the best that we could come up with. We should definitely save this. I'll keep a record of it, and then when WrestleMania comes, we'll compare it to what actually happens.
Yeah. See how wrong we are. See how we didn't read the tea leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
See the hints.
All right, well, before we end the show, let's go through this card real quick and say who we would have win each match.
Yep.
All right, so starting on Saturday, opening match, Tiffany Charlotte.
Tiffany.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pass the baton at some point, Charlotte. Punk Rollins. Punk.
Oh, God. Seth just looked like a total chump, though, if he loses.
But I can't see Punk saying I quit, though. Can you picture Punk going, I quit? No. I can see Seth quitting. He is a chump. He's, you know.
I guess Punk.
Okay. Jacob Solo. I mean, Jacob. Right?
Very Solo again.
I'm sorry, Solo, but, you know. I
think Jacob would be... I'd pick Solo. Because Solo could win underhandedly. Whether it's another bloodline member coming to
Wouldn't you want to get Jacob over?
Do what?
Wait, wouldn't you want to get Jacob over? You know, by having him win.
Well, okay, maybe Jacob win, but then he get
beat him down
afterwards.
After. Yeah, I can see that. World Tag Team Championship: War Raiders, New Day, Sheamus, Damien.
New Day.
Yeah, I think we talked about that earlier. Give them the titles. Jade, Bianca. I'm not sold on Jade. I'm not. She's got to improve in the ring for me to care.
I still say Jade.
She's got. All right. Braun, LA Knight.
Oh dear God, please, Braun Breaker.
Even I'll go with Braun. I love LA Knight. I know
you do.
But Braun is he's a beast. And then Cody, Orton, Owens,
Randy.
Yeah, I agree.
Randy,
anyone but Cody.
Kevin.
Ooh.
Randy pin Kevin, and then so he can carry the feud with Cody.
Yeah, Cody can have a one-on-one with Orton. Yep. Yeah, I like that. But I also don't like Owens being shafted again. I want Owens to be champion again Monday.
Yeah, I would like for that too.
Yeah. All right, Sunday night, World Championship, Gunther Cena. Obviously, we've talked about this. Gunther. DIY, Motor City, Street Profits. Yeah, I don't care.
No.
I mean, they're all fine. I'd say Street Profits though, I guess. Logan, Drew, Jay, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Drew Logan.
I'd go with Drew Logan too. Yeah. Nakamura, Gable. I mean, Gable, right?
Gable.
Give it to Gable, man. He needs it.
Yep.
Liv, Becky. Liv.
Becky.
Damn it. Rhea, Asuka. Rhea.
Rhea.
Rock, Roman.
Roman.
Roman. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our fantasy WWE booking. We could go on and on and on and on and on and on about where we see people going for the rest of the year. But the year is coming. It's all coming. And when we get to WrestleMania predictions, I would say, we'll bring this card back up and see how we fared once we get to WrestleMania predictions. But for the time being, you can reach me on BlueSky at TJ-Leo.
And I'm at Cole2K on both the X and the BlueSky.
And if you want to email us, you can email us at co.op.podcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to join the Discord at discord.gg/WrestlingNationZone.
Yep.
Got that right. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Tell us what you would do with the WWE rosters. Tell us what you would do with the WrestleMania card.
Yes.
How you would book it. And we'll see how everything pans out in the, 2 months?
Yep.
Left? 2 months to come? Something like that. All right, this has been Wrestling Renaissance. We are out.
See you.